The Tyson Holly Farms 400 NASCAR Winston Cup race, and it is a gorgeous day in North Carolina as we get set for 400 laps of competition. It is a gorgeous day in terms of the weather, and it is a very special day for all of us that enjoy auto racing. It is the return of Ernie Irvan. And hi everyone, I'm Bob Jenkins. We're going to get set to go here in just a few moments, but although the Ernie Irvan story is the #1 story, there's also a championship to be decided. Let's take a look at the quest for the Cup standings. Jeff Gordon with a 275-point advantage on Dale Earnhardt. The spread back to Rusty Wallace in 5th is 623. But then in the second 5, Terry Labonte is only 19 points out of 5th, and Ted Musgrave only 2 out of 6th. And each position, of course, means more bonus money. Now, remember 5 races ago when Ned and Benny said that the upcoming events would be critical to Jeff Gordon? Did he cruise? Not at all. He won 2 of the 5. However, the separation is now 19 less, so this thing is far from over. John Kernan, though, Dale Earnhardt has his work cut out for him.
Yes, Bob, but last week at Martinsville, he began to do exactly what he needs to do. That's win the race, lead the most laps. In fact, he gained 34 points on Jeff Gordon last week at Martinsville. But on the other hand, Jeff Gordon doing exactly what he needs to do. He finished 7th, a top 10 finish. In fact, if Gordon finishes 11th or better, the remaining 5 races, he will win the title regardless of what Earnhardt does.
John, some guys are just trying to win their first Winston Cup race. In fact, 3 of the top 5 qualifiers have never won a Cup event. Now, I know you've heard it all before, but these 3 guys are on the verge of winning for the first time. Like Bobby Hamilton, he qualified 3rd, was 2nd last week in Dover. That team is red hot. Now, just across from Bobby, starting in the 4th spot, is old DW. Now, yesterday, Darrell Waltrip told me you have to start up front to win here at North Wilkesboro. And that's correct if you look at the facts. Because of the 70 races that are going to be run here, only 13 times has the winner come from outside the top 10. Darrell Waltrip is rolling off 4th in what he says is his best chance and his best car to win career victory number 85.
Well, we have an all Jack Roush front row. Not that much of a surprise for Mark Martin. 2 of his 4 poles this year have come on the short track at Bristol, Tennessee. But somewhat of a reprieve for our pole sitter, Ted Musgrave. His first pole in 1995. In fact, since July at Pocono, Musgrave has had 1 top 10 finish, that a 10th at Richmond. He finished 29th last week at Martinsville, Virginia. It cost him 2 spots in the point standings. He has not won a race, but many people believe that will change here at North Wilkesboro today.
So there are many stories to cover and many questions to answer in the next 3 hours as we present NASCAR Winston Cup racing from this grand old ageless racing facility. One of the founding fathers of NASCAR and a man we always look forward to seeing when we came to North Wilkesboro was Enoch Staley. With hard work and a great deal of determination, Enoch built North Wilkesboro Speedway in the late 40s and watched as the Speedway grew and NASCAR prospered under the direction of Bill France and later Bill France Jr. This is our first visit here since Enoch passed away, but we feel his presence here and take comfort in knowing that Enoch saw his track become a cornerstone in the NASCAR series. We'll be back in just a moment with the 47th annual Tyson Holly Farms 400 from the track that Enoch built.
Is that in the way now?
Everybody okay? Ned, you okay?
Bill ain't.
Thank goodness I had good reaction.
Sloboda about had a heart attack.
He just touched it, didn't you? You didn't. That's, I can remember that. Yeah, don't touch it.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Mic sound okay? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you know, I had to do a lip.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Ned.
Yahoo!
All right.
All right.
Here
We
we
get
go.
it.
Now we're ready. ESPN Speed World coverage of the Tyson Holly Farms 400 is being brought to you by Allied Signals Autolite Spark Plugs, guaranteed for 2 years, no matter how far you go. By Beechwood H. Budweiser, the king of beers, this Bud's for you. By the more than 1,000 AutoZone stores across America, AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. And by the NASCAR Story. To order, call 800-71-NASCAR. The cars are on the track. Here's the starting lineup for today's race, and we got some good combinations up front. Team Roush is on the front row with Ted Musgrave winning his first pole of the year and Mark Martin teammate alongside. Bobby Hamilton starts third. The Waltrip brothers are fourth and fifth. Darrell leading Michael, and then back in sixth and seventh starting position, you've got the Robert Yates team.
With Jared and Irvin there. Kenny Schrader, good qualifying run. Morgan in the top 10. Sterling Marlin, Labonte, Bickle, and we see Earnhardt and Gordon, the two leaders in the points, 13th and 14th.
And some good cars all back through the field. There's last year's winner, Jeff Bodine, starting in the 16th position. Kyle Petty was running good in practice yesterday, Bob. He starts back in 27th position. So we can look to see some cars come up through the field.
Slowest qualifier was Bill Elliott, and there were 4 that took provisionals to get in, including Cope, Andretti, Speed, and Presley. It's a big baseball day. Otherwise, we'll have complete coverage of that a little bit later this afternoon here on ESPN. But for right now, it is time to go racing, and we'll have information regarding the baseball games throughout our race here today. Well, the pace car pulls off, and we are set to go for 400 laps, 250 miles of racing at the 5/8 mile North Wilkesboro, North Carolina Speedway. Ted Musgrave leads them down, and his teammate Mark Martin is right alongside. They come off turn number 4, anticipating the green, and they get it. The Tyson Holly Farms 400 is underway. Ted Musgrave has never led a lap at North Wilkesboro. Let's see if he leads this one. He will.
Man, that camera and the cars were running over the camera just going into turn 1. There we see Dale Jarrett followed by Ernie Irvin. Ernie in the 88, Dale Jarrett in the 28.
Ken Schrader up on the outside in the Bud Chevrolet, trying to make a go up there on the outside of Jarrett, but that wasn't the place to be here right now. He's still up there, though. He doesn't have a place to get back in.
Kenny Schrader is 7th. Ernie Irvin is 8th. Then Sterling Marlin 9th, and Rich Bickle running in 10th position. Tight traffic off the 4th corner. Dale Jarrett takes a look to the inside.
Darrell's car seems to be pushing up just a little bit in the center of the corner. That'll probably work good for him after they get those tires heated up. The track gets a little bit slicker, but right now it seems to be slowing him right in the center of the turn.
Darrell Waltrip had a great comment during NASCAR Day on ESPN2 during the past half hour. He said the key to winning at this place is patience. You've got to not nail the accelerator coming off the turns. You got to baby the car. You got to save the tires, and you might end up in victory lane.
And he knows better than anybody else about that, because he has a lot of victories here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway.
It's single file until we get back to this side-by-side battle. Dave Marcus and Jimmy Hensley driving the 31 Hardee's car this week.
Dave Marcus had a good qualifying run here at North Wilkesboro. I think his last pole came here a number of years ago.
Right behind these two cars, we see Rick Mast, who was the fastest qualifier in the second day and had a very impressive run on Saturday morning.
The old short track veteran Hensley trying to keep that position here. They're running back there in 21st and 22nd spot.
And here is Bobby Hamilton, Bob. passing Mark Martin.
And the continual excellent performance of Bobby Hamilton. He has just taken that car for great runs the last few races, has now moved up to second ahead of Mark Martin. Terry Labonte, Jeff Bodine, and Jimmy Spencer, who was the pole sitter here last year for this race. We had Team Roush on the front row this year. Junior Johnson team was on the front row last year with Jimmy Spencer and Bill Elliott.
That's 14th and 15th. I guess Labonte is 14th, and Jeff Bodine is now 15th. Those are touches that came off the second corner.
Now Bodine gets the position down on the inside of the track, and Jimmy Spencer will try to come with him at least.
The defending champion of this race, Jeff Bodine, was the last to entirely lap a field here last year. There's some good battling, and it is Dale Jarrett moving to the inside of Ken Schrader.
Well, actually, Schrader's moved to the outside of Jarrett. They've been following Darrell. Darrell's using that inside groove, and Jarrett's been trying to get by but couldn't do it. So Schrader said, hey, I need to go. I'm going to get up on the outside here. I believe I can go faster up there. And it looks like he's going to make it work.
Schrader has passed Ernie, he's passed Jarrett, and now is trying to pass Darrell Waltrip.
Waltrip running fifth. Hey, here's a battle for the lead. Bobby Hamilton to the inside of Ted Musgrave off of 2. Wheel to wheel and side by side all the way through the third and fourth corners, and Bobby Hamilton has the lead.
Again, you talked about the NASCAR Today show that Darrell Waltrip was talking about, and he compared this racetrack to Nashville Speedway. And let's face it, Bobby Hamilton has so many miles and laps at the Nashville Raceway.
And we have a crash over in turn number 2. Jeff Bodine spinning, keeps going. No caution flag will come out. No caution.
Wow. Jeff did a 360, kept going, and NASCAR wisely waited and did not throw the caution. Now we see that Dale Jarrett has decided to move up on the outside of Darrell Waltrip. Schrader was able to make the pass. He's going to give it a shot.
He's having a little bit tougher time than Schrader did up there trying to make that pass.
Meanwhile, Mark Martin tries to take second away from Ted Musgrave, and looks like he will down the back stretch. So now it's Hamilton, Martin, then Musgrave, Michael Waltrip, and Ken Schrader. Here's a replay of what happened to Bodine over in 2.
Goes in the corner, and he and Jimmy Spencer make some contact. Spencer goes to the outside. Jeff nails the gas, does a 360, and away he goes.
A lot of smoke, but not major damage to the car. Jeff Bodine losing several positions on the track. Bobby Hamilton is the man setting the pace at the moment over Mark Martin, Ted Musgrave, Michael Waltrip, and Ken Schrader. You too, guys.
Appreciate you doing that thing on Enoch. That was nice. I'm sure it'll mean a lot to the folks here, Neil.
Am I taking up too much room?
No,
This
I'm
big
fine.
chair.
No,
You only spread out like a week's watch. Wash.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I got it. Okay. I sure do, Mikey. Thank you. Well, it's the final day of the Major League Baseball season. Very complicated playoff possibility looms on today. And over on ESPN2 at 1:30, the Yankees and Blue Jays and Astros and Cubs, they'll keep you up to date on both of those games. And then following our race here on ESPN Classic, the Mariners and the Rangers, the Giants, the Rockies, the Athletics and the Angels, all the teams that can get into or maybe not get into the baseball playoffs, will keep it covered for you here on ESPN and ESPN2. Riding with the leader of the Tyson Holly Farms 400, Bobby Hamilton, looking back there for a moment on second place, Mark Martin. Here's the best battle, though. Look at this gaggle of cars that are still racing together.
Yeah, Darrell is holding up a lot of cars, but he's holding his groove where he wants to run, and he has the position. But now Sterling Marlin is about to get it. He finally gets on the inside, and he'll make the pass.
He dives in the corner now. Here's Ernie trying to take over the spot. John Kernan, how's Ernie doing?
Benny, he looks like he's doing great right now, holding his nose. He tries to get around Darrell Waltrip to move it to the 8th position. About the only thing he said on the radio to Robert Yates, who's handling the duties as crew chief this afternoon, is the car is just a little bit tight in the middle of the turn. So we expect him to make an air pressure adjustment on their first pit stop, and it looks like Ernie is going to get around DW and take over that spot.
Ernie Irvan is running in 7th position now. We're watching the top 3, and they are very close together. Hamilton running in 2nd spot now to Mark Martin, and Ted Musgrave 3rd.
And Mark Martin got by Hamilton a couple of laps ago and took over the lead, so that's the 3rd different leader we've had so far.
Here's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and so on. Terry Labonte now to the inside of Darrell Waltrip, and Labonte moves up a spot to 10th.
That's Rich Bickle in the 40 car, the Kendall car. He follows in the back bumper of Darrell Waltrip.
And you see the 2 championship contenders battling together on the racetrack. Jeff Gordon is 8th and Dale Earnhardt is in 9th position. Jeff Gordon started 14th and has made a steady progress up to 8th position. By the way, his starting position of 14th, that's his worst of the year, in which he did not qualify in 2nd round qualifying. He took a 2nd round in New Hampshire and in Michigan, but other than that, the 14th, his starting position today, was the worst of the year.
We remember that 2nd round qualifying in Michigan. We remember that 1st round qualifying attempt in Michigan when he backed the car in the wall in turn 3 in the damp racetrack. Here goes Earnhardt looking on the inside, and I think he's going to get position on Jeff. Oh, we got a crash.
Several cars involved in an incident, including Bobby Labonte, looks like Jimmy Spencer. Who else?
Hut Strickland also involved. That's Hut. And then we see some damage to Jimmy's car.
Backing up right near our camera, operated by remote control. There's Hut Strickland with a flat right front.
Bobby Labonte has the left front fender rubbing the left front tire.
Here's a replay.
2 cars get together and just turn in front of Bobby Labonte.
And Bobby had nowhere to go, so he spins it around that way, trying to keep from getting into the wall.
Let's take a look at this angle, see what we can see. Can't see much.
Looks like they got in trouble at the end of the backstretch as they went into the corner, and by the time they had reached the corner, they were touching and sliding. At any rate, it brings out our first caution of the day, and it also brings those on the lead lap, and just about everybody is except one in for a pit stop. Here's the crew can being ran by Brad Parrott. And John Kernan is covering Ernie Irvan's pit stop.
Ernie tight in the middle, loose off. It'll be a 4-tire change, also a round of wedge in that right rear tire. They're now working on putting the left side tires on as Rich Bickle goes out after a 2-tire change. Ernie Irvan is down and away. Looks like he'll beat Michael Waltrip out.
Rich Bickle with the 2-tire change may have the lead as they come out. Everybody else scrambling for position to get back out on the racetrack.
Earnhardt will get, there we see Hut Strickland's Quaker State car in the pits. Earnhardt will get in front of Jeff Gordon on this exchange of pit stops. There we see the camera on top of Earnhardt's car.
So our first caution is out here at the end of 34 laps out of 400 in the Tyson Holly Farms 400. ESPN's live coverage this afternoon. We'll be right back.
Bickle's done a nice job in that 40 car, man.
Sure has.
And they had to talk Brooks into putting him in the car. He told me, he said, I kind of got coerced into that. Said I didn't want him in the car.
Now, is John Andretti, did he make a pit stop? Did Andretti pit?
I don't believe he did.
I don't think so. He did not? Okay. Okay. Thank you.
When I talked to Brooks after, he said, that boy's doing that.
Yeah. He said, I think he's a good race guy. He really wants to get hooked up to somebody in a good team.
Where I listen to us, Darren? I listen to ESPN down there.
Not that that isn't a good team. I'm sure he'd be glad to stay there next year if it works out.
Yeah. What did Neil say? Where's my boy?
We welcome you back to North Wilkesboro Speedway in North Carolina. We are just about to go green. Bill Weber has a report on pit road.
Bobby Labonte has been in twice. He came in, they changed left side tires. He came back and they changed the right side. The front of the car is bashed in. The hood is buckled. Some of the screens leading to the radiator also damaged. He could have an overheating problem. The green is back out.
John Andretti was the only one of the 36 cars that did not pit, and so John Andretti has the lead. Running a close second is Rich Bickle, who came in for 2 tires. Bobby Hamilton is running third as they lap Lake Speed.
I think those not taking any tires is going to take its toll here pretty early. Only taking on 2 will take its toll too. This track is very critical as far as tires are concerned, and here we see Rich Bickle passing Andretti up on the outside. Bickle has 2 tires, 2 fresh tires. Andretti doesn't have any.
What was the strategy for not coming in, Bill?
Well, guys, Tim Brewer told me this morning, he said, we don't want to gamble back there, but we have to. They have an atrocious pit position. He said, watch on the first stop, we're only going to take 2, but then he altered that. They obviously decided not to pit at all. Desperate for track position, and they want Sean to be very careful on the brakes here. Not a lot of success at this track. He's trying to hold off Rich Bickle in the 43 car with Mark Martin in the 16 charging.
Well, one thing that he did do, of course, was pick up 5 bonus points for leading the race, but to his outside now is Bickle and Hamilton as they both try to pass John Andretti, and Mark Martin is also right there. John has a report on Rich Bickle, who's now in the lead.
Rich Bickle enjoying his moment in the sunshine right now. Jeff Hammond, his crew chief, said they decided to take on 2 tires just for track position to get their driver up front. They feel that Rich runs really well here. He was in that Terminal trucking car a couple years ago. He ran here a really good run, was in the top 10 for quite a bit of that race. But now it looks like Bobby Hamilton with the 4 fresh tires is going to make a bid for the lead, Bob.
Indeed, Hamilton is on the inside of Bickle as they go through the first and second corners.
How about that? A couple of Pontiacs on fighting for the lead, Ned.
Yeah, haven't seen that in a while. It's good to see.
On short tracks in 1995, as Bobby Hamilton takes the lead, he has 5 top 10s, an average finish of 9th. He is 7th in the short track points versus 10th overall in the standings. We're talking about Bobby Hamilton.
And we see Ernie Irvin right now as the 4th place car. There's the 5th place car of Dale Earnhardt, and Michael Waltrip and Andretti are battling for that 6th spot. And then we see Musgrave, Gordon, Labonte, Terry Labonte, that is. Boy, he runs so good at this racetrack. That Kellogg's car, he will be a factor before the day's over, or normally is.
And he has that smooth foot that Darrell Waltrip talks about.
Ernie Irvin and Rich Bickle did so much racing at the Concord Motor Speedway over the years.
I'm impressed with Ernie's performance here in the early going. He shows no signs of having been off for more than a year.
Doing a great job working in traffic and everything just looking very smooth there.
His last start, of course, was at Watkins Glen in August of last year, and then he went to Michigan, crashed, and was critically injured. We're watching Ernie from Dale Earnhardt's roof cam. Got a little loose coming off the corner, it looked like that time.
Dale Earnhardt wants to drive up on the outside of Ernie, but just can't quite make it. Ernie might have the position right now. Ooh, a little contact, or I don't know if there was contact. Might have been. Here he comes.
Ernie Irvan has moved to 3rd position.
And he's about to lose that spot.
That's Dale Earnhardt, of course, trying to take over 3rd from Ernie. Let's let the single file traffic go by, and we'll pick up Ricky Rudd and John Andretti as they battle for about the, what, 15th position or so?
Yeah, John is slipping on back with those hot tires. We had a feeling that that's what would happen, but he's doing a good job keeping it out on the inside, leaving everybody else plenty of room on the outside.
Ricky Rudd is liking this racetrack as Rusty Wallace goes to the inside of Elton Sawyer.
Elton evidently only took on 2 tires too. He was up there in the top 10, but now he's sliding back as well.
Michael Waltrip will drive the 21 car next year. Was made official late last week. Rusty Wallace to the inside of Morgan Shepherd, taking that spot away.
And Rick Masters going to follow. Now Rich Bickle in the Kendall car, we can see is losing more spots. Michael Waltrip has been able to get by, and here comes Gordon, and a pass for the lead.
Mark Martin to the inside of Bobby Hamilton at the end of the straightaway, and Mark Martin now goes to the front.
And Ernie Irvan has pulled away from Earnhardt a little bit. Earnhardt was trying to pass him after they got by the Rich Bickle car a little while ago, but now Ernie has caught the leaders.
The Autolite field summary. 33 cars on the lead lap. Only 3 are at least 1 lap down. Spencer, Speed, and Strickland. You like that shot, huh, BP?
Excuse me.
Jerry Punch has a report on Mark Martin, who has gone to the lead. Jerry?
Bob, on that pit stop, Steve Mills said Mark had complained the car was a little bit loose. They went down on the track bar in the rear 1/4 of an inch. It doesn't take much, and Mark said the car now is perfect and tightened up just enough for him to get in the corner real hard, and now we see the results. He's leading.
And Ernie Irvan is in a position to take over 2nd position, and does. Now on the upper left of your screen, the interval between the 6, which is highlighted, and the 3. The separation between those 2 cars with Ernie Irvan and Bobby Hamilton in between is just a second.
And here goes Earnhardt alongside of Hamilton. He takes over 3rd place. Chevrolet in 3rd. There are 2 cars he's trying to chase. Ernie Irvan and the leader, Mark Martin.
So 56 laps out of 400 completed here at North Wilkesboro. Mark Martin sets the pace. Back after these messages. So far, I'm real impressed by Ernie. I really am impressed.
Doing a great job.
What did he win that race here, or did he lose it? Remember that time?
Yeah, he lost it.
He lost
so many laps. Yeah,
yeah,
they had a bad pit stop or
yeah.
something.
He just dominated the race,
Yeah,
but something happened near the end.
Yeah.
Earnhardt will catch that bunch in a minute.
Gordon's going to catch that bunch too.
Is he coming?
Yeah.
Interval between Gordon and the leader sometime, Neil.
1 and 4. Who is it? Okay, who is it, you know? Wait. Well, normally you need a scorecard to identify the players. Now you need a scorecard at this time of year to know who's in and who's out of the playoffs. Stay with us for all that baseball information here at North Wilkesboro. It is Mark Martin with a narrow advantage over Ernie Irvan.
I tell you what, we're in about 10 laps. If things continue on, Ned, we're going to have a mess.
There is a big bunch of traffic just about a second ahead of Mark Martin and Ernie Irvan. And that's going to be interesting to see them fight their way through. They're about to come up on part of it right now. Lake Speed is the car in front of him. Lake is already a lap down. He's being shown in 35th position in the Spam Ford.
Dale Earnhardt is running in third spot. There you see Martin and Ernie. Here is Dale Earnhardt, who started 13th. And on lap number 68, he is up to third. Jerry?
He was beginning to reel in the lead to some, Bob, but he radioed a moment ago to his crew, said, my car is very, very tight in turns 1 and 2. I got a bad push in 1 and 2. That's going to make it awfully tough when they get to that heavy pack of traffic right in front of the leaders.
And they're coming up on that traffic right now. As a matter of fact, Martin and Ernie are encountering it right now.
What happened is John Andretti, who stayed out and did not change tires on that pit stop, the caution flag you had just a moment ago, is holding this pack up. This pack of cars in front of the leader has caught Andretti and is holding these cars up and has created a huge traffic jam.
All right, 1.4 seconds from first to third, back to Earnhardt. As Dale moves through the traffic, it's going to be less than that, 1.3.
Because Mark Martin ran across the lap car, Bobby Hillen. And there we see Joe Nemechek direct in front of the Burger King car. And man, it is slow going from here on in.
Nemechek is being shown in 31st position, the last car on the lead lap.
Earnhardt continues to gain. It's down to 1.2 seconds separation between first and third. Now Mark goes to the inside of Joe. But you can see two abreast racing ahead of Mark Martin and the difficulty that he will have in lapping these cars.
That's right. Now what's he going to do?
Now it's less than a second.
But there we saw Hillen move up on the inside of Nemechek. Now he's got cars racing side by side in front of Earnhardt. Now they've been able to get by Brett Bodine now. And look, Jeff Gordon has caught Dale Earnhardt.
While we were watching Earnhardt catch the front two, Gordon has caught Earnhardt 9/10 of a second now. Growing just a little bit now because Martin has moved through most of it. Well, he's still got quite a bit of traffic, but he's moving through it a little bit faster than Dale Earnhardt is.
Well, once Earnhardt got up there to that heavy traffic, he was able to gain until he got to the heavy part, but that push that he has is going to hurt him some in trying to get through this traffic. As long as you do it on the inside, that'll work okay for him. Or it will work better for him.
And he can't use the entire racetrack as he comes off the corner because of Hillen. Another car's been on the outside of him.
And it's grown up to 1.4 seconds. So that's just a perfect example of how traffic affects a race and how you sometimes, when you're not running in traffic, can shorten the interval between you and the guy ahead and then back up as you encounter the traffic.
You see Dave Martin sponsorship from the Olive Garden restaurants this week. Never see the 5 car go by. There comes Ricky Rudd.
He is really coming, Denny. He started back in 24th position and is now up to 7th. He's another one of those that has a soft shoe, really knows how to get around this track. Let's go to the pits and Bill Weber for more on that.
Ned, he's also got a lightning quick car. In fact, I asked Bill Engel after the morning practice on Friday what car they have here. He said the one we won with at New Hampshire last year and the one we're going to win at with York Wilkesboro this year. He was the second fastest car in the morning practice on Friday and would have had a great qualifying run, but he slipped high in turns 3 and 4 and ended up qualifying 24th. He came through the field, was 14th in the first caution, then restarted 17th after some cars just took 2 tires. He has climbed from 17th up to 7th. So Ricky Rudd fast and moving forward here this afternoon.
Well, Ernie Irvin having a little bit of difficulty negotiating for traffic as he tries now to get around the lap car of Bobby Labonte to try and catch back up to Mark Martin. It's not a problem with Ernie, it's a problem with the car. Remember, they made that chassis adjustment on their first pit stop. Well, Ernie says the car is still tight, a slight push. Apparently the same problem that Dale Earnhardt is having. That makes it awfully hard to negotiate your way around traffic, especially when you get into the turns.
Well, now Ernie has passed Bobby Labonte, so it's a little bit clearer sailing for him. Mark Martin leader ahead, also continuing to move through the slower car.
Almost right in front as Robert Presley and John Andretti tangle bumpers up the backstretch right in front of Mark Martin. But everybody gets through now.
And we can see that Andretti is just slipping and sliding now. His car has 85 laps on those tires and just will not grip anything.
Yeah, that's too much here on this racetrack. The pavement is pretty abrasive, and those tires wear off in a hurry. Here's what we're talking about. You see, there's Presley right on the inside and gives a little bit of a tap to Andretti as Andretti slows down. He might have even been trying to go into pits. But anyway, it was about to be a big mess right in front of the leader. But Andretti's still out there.
As you indicated, Ned, 4 tires is the choice because remember Rich Bickle took on 2 tires and was running up front. As the green came out, he's now dropped back to 18th.
In-car camera inside Rusty Wallace's Miller Genuine Drive Ford as he looks up at Darrell Walker. Rusty in 12th spot.
DW's 11th.
Here's Ernie to the inside of Ricky Craven.
Hey, looky there. Jeff Gordon has passed Dale Earnhardt. Moving to 3rd spot.
And of course, Jeff wants that black number 3 in his rear view mirror because he knows that if he keeps him there, he'll win the championship. Bill, John Andretti in.
And they go to the right side first, shove in the Unical gas, then they bring the jack around to the left side. Plenty of fuel is in. Obviously, tires are a problem for this team. Jim Brewer elected not to pit early. It's cost them here. They're going to lose precious track position, go down a lap, put in 2 around wedge, and the 37 is away. So we're here at North Wilkesboro after 88 laps. Mark Martin is your leader at the Holly Farms 400.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yep. Okay. I'm sure there will be.
Hope they got 1 million.
Yep. Okay.
Rudd just moved into fifth.
Okay.
The
10 car.
Rudd.
10 cars now 5th. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
It's the most comprehensive auto racing highlight show. Comes your way tonight, every Sunday night, 8 o'clock Eastern on ESPN2, RPM tonight. Highlights of the truck race yesterday and our race and the Grand Prix of Europe Formula One race, 8 o'clock tonight on ESPN2. That Formula One race was a good one, wasn't it, Benny?
Boy, it's fantastic.
That was one of the best Formula One races I can remember in a while. Michael Schumacher, by the way, won.
Tell them who won.
Well, it was on this morning, live.
When you start talking about the truck race and what a great race we had here yesterday, don't tell them who won.
Okay.
Ernie Irvin was in the truck race yesterday. He's about to lose. Second place is Ernie.
Jeff Gordon trying to move to the outside. Some room out there.
You want to go 3 wide. You might not want to go 2 wide here, but he is there.
It's Martin, Irvin, and Gordon.
Kyle Petty is in the pits. He was just going a lap down in the Coors Light Pontiac.
And we should begin to see the scheduled pit stops occurring now before too long. We're almost at the 100 lap mark.
Yeah, they came in to make pit stops on lap. What was it, about 30?
During the first caution period, so yeah, about that. And Jeff Gordon continues to hound Ernie Irvin. And there you see the interval between Mark Martin, the leader, and Jeff Gordon has shrunk from 1.7 seconds on lap 91 down to just a little over a half second on lap 95. Jeff Gordon with one of the fastest cars out there, but pit stops coming up, and here is Dale Jarrett to the inside of Terry Labonte for 7th.
And we'll see John Andretti after stopping and changing those 4 tires. Now he needs for everyone to stop and change tires, and that will take away some of the disadvantage he has, because right now he's a couple of laps down.
Jerry, what's the thinking down there in the pits?
Well, they all pitted Bob on lap 33. I just talked to Steve Mill, Mark Martin's crew chief, and Steve said the track bar adjustment we made has our car running awfully well right now. They're going to try to hang on to around lap 115 to 125. That 10-lap barrier between 115 and 125. And Jeff Gordon just goes by Ernie Irvin and takes a second spot away. Remember now, the key here is when you begin to slow down into the 21-second bracket, that's when you need to come on the pit road. As they are beginning a black flag, I believe it's the car number 42, guys.
Yes, that is indeed the case, and Kyle Petty, I believe, has come in and served the penalty, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's going back out. That's exactly right. Evidently a little too fast on pit road the first time when he made his pit stop, so that's going to really cost him, because this is a long pit road to have to come around here at, what is it, 35 miles an hour?
Right.
Now, there are no pits on the backstretch, but they start over in turn 3, and it's a long pit road. Here's a battle between Jeff Bodine and Derek Cope. Remember, the 7 car of Bodine has already been in trouble once doing a 360, but he's coming back up and now has taken 14th position.
Guess what?
Again, huh?
They just black flagged full Kyle Petty again.
Wow.
Here he comes down pit road.
Oh, man, he was good in practice yesterday, Kyle was. I thought he would be a factor in this race. But this is really going to cost him. He already was 3 laps down, and now this will cost him another lap.
So Jeff Gordon is right on the back bumper of our leader, Mark Martin, and by the same token, Ernie Irvin is right behind Jeff Gordon. So a good 3-car battle here for the lead as they work their way through traffic again.
look at those cars bounce. This race, and here comes Gordon right on the inside of Mark.
Oh, he got a good run off the fourth corner into corner number 1, and Jeff Gordon has the lead. He'll need to lead at the line to get the 5 bonus points, but it looks like he might do it.
Well, Kyle Petty has been black flagged again.
Man.
This is the 3rd time.
3
Kyle,
speeding
you're just going to have to
violations.
really ease that thing around there. Just go very, very easy.
This has got to be very, very frustrating.
Oh, it is. It's too bad. He's already gone 4 laps down now.
And we see Ernie's coming in the pits. He's dropped off. He's coming in the pits.
I would say this would be a scheduled pit stop.
Ernie Irvin brings the Haviland Ford down for service. You can see how long the pit road is. He's now coming around turn 4.
And trust me, Ernie, you better be patient because they are watching.
They got that radar. Well, they don't really use radar, but they're
watching.
looking over.
Here's John Gurney.
Ernie Irvin still complaining the car was tight in the middle of the corners. We don't anticipate a chassis adjustment, but they did make an air pressure adjustment. Fair tire change on their 2nd pit stop. This one's scheduled. We're looking at everybody going about 65 to 75 laps on tires. That was the talk in the garage area today. Ernie sitting patiently waiting. The jack is dropped. They get all the lug nuts tightened. 21.4 seconds. A good pit stop for Ernie Irvin.
That's very impressive for a brand new pit crew that's just been assembled for this first time they've been together. And we saw the Jackman on that 21 car. That's a Jackman that, oh, here we see the leader 3 abreast.
Ooh, Jeff, you don't want to be in that position. He got out of it right quick, and here comes Mark Martin up on the inside. Ted Musgrave is in the pits, and Jerry Punch is there.
Well, they've already changed right side tires. They made a major track bar adjustment. They lowered the track bar 2 rounds to try to tighten the car up a little bit. Lieutenant slid back in the back. They put the left side tires on, and he is down and away a little over 21 seconds for Ted Musgrave.
He had dropped back to about 16th position when he decided to come in. Of course, he's the pole sitter, and had been having some problems dropping back. Now Jeff Gordon again moving through some of the slower traffic. That's Dick Trimble, the 15 car, who is running in 18th position that he's putting a lap on.
Meanwhile, Ricky Rudd is now 3rd place as Sterling Marlin comes out of the pits. I guess he's coming in the pits.
Yeah, he's coming into the pits in the Kodak Film Chevrolet. Yeah, Ricky Rudd is just on the tear.
Of the ball. And Jerry Punch will cover this pit stop by Sterling Marlin.
Sterling Marlin 3rd in the Winston Cup point standings, trying to make up for that heartbreak a week ago when they lost the brakes with 15 laps to go. They are changing right side tires, cleaning the windshield, and if it looks a little slower, they have a problem with the right front air gun. They need to bring the jack back. They did not get the lug nut on. The tire is jammed in the wheel well. Now they rejack the right side of the car. Now they tighten the lug nuts. Left side of the car. And here's the car number 21. As the seconds now tick away, over 26, 28, 29 seconds, 31.3 seconds for Sterling Marlin. And here is Darrell Waltrip, a 10-time winner at North Wilkesboro Speedway, 9 times on the pole. DW trying to really put his year together after a great one at Martinsville last week. Right side tires already going on the Western Auto Chevrolet Monte Carlo. Left side, Pete Peterson and company. Left front lug nuts on, left rear. They have fueled the car, and now they will get ready to drop the jack. Trouble now a little bit with the left rear. They finally get the lug nuts tight, and DW is down and away.
They're working with only 2 air inches, of course, and it takes a little longer, and we've seen a couple of problems already with Sterling Marlin and with Darrell Waltrip.
Daryl Learnhardt is coming into the pits.
He's way up at the far end of the racetrack, coming around corner number 4, and of course his pit is the very last one down toward turn number 1, so talk about a long pit road.
And NASCAR can watch him come all the way down. They use the BASCAR system. They clock between those white lines that you see on pit road. Jerry Punch.
And from overhead, the 7-time Winston Cup champions, Goodrich Chevrolet, will get service. They had a long discussion the last 10 laps about what they should do to correct Earnhardt's problem. They finally decided they would make an air pressure adjustment in the right rear tire. Right side tires already haven't gone on. Left side lug nuts being tightened. It's full of fuel, and he's down and away.
Wow, what a great pit stop. 18.9 without the 3rd impact wrench. And here's the leader in the pits.
Jeff Gordon comes in. Dale Jarrett relinquishes his 4th place to come in for a pit stop. Let's watch Jeff come down.
Ricky Rudd also came into the pits up on turn 4.
Here's Jerry again.
Jeff Gordon told Ray Evernham, I'm a little bit loose. We need to add a little more bite in the car like we did the last pit stop. They have already changed right side tires. Thus far, they have made no change as far as wedge or track bar. The 28 car, Dale Jarrett, is also in. Left side tires going up. Here, Jarrett is down and away. And Gordon now, they wait, and they finally drop the jack. And Jeff Gordon exits turn 1.
And he beats Dale Jarrett out of the pits and Ricky Rudd. Here comes Ken Schrader in for a regularly scheduled pit stop. He had picked up the lead, but now comes in.
But Robert Yates' crew made a great pit stop on Dale Jarrett, 18.55 seconds, equal to that of Earnhardt.
Wow. And once again, from overhead, we see the work on the 25 car, Jerry.
Got a bird's eye view of the big Budweiser Chevy crew working on the Monte Carlo of Kenny Schrader. Right side tires, now left side tires. Schrader trying to make up for the disappointment in Martinsville when they had a caliper come apart and they lost all the brakes. Lost 30 laps in the pits. Ended up finishing 32nd. Would like to get a good top 5 run today. Left front lug nuts are on. He is off the jack. And
Bobby Hamilton is in. We're watching the overhead action on his car.
Guys, when all of these pit stops are finished, Ernie Irvin's going to have a huge lead as a result of coming in early.
Jerry, go ahead.
And they had a bit of a problem, as you saw, with the fuel. It couldn't get the first fuel can in, and the second fuel can went in very quickly, only 18.9 seconds. But I got to wonder if they got that car full of fuel.
Well, you see, they don't need that much fuel. The cars have only run about 90 laps since they made that last pit stop, so they only need about 1 can of fuel to fill the car up.
That's right. Yeah. They can go a lot faster. I mean, go a lot farther on gas than they can on tires. Now, there's Ernie Irvin. All the pit stops haven't been made yet, but they're getting close. He's getting back close to the. We understand that Bobby Labonte is leading this race. He hasn't stopped yet, but Ernie Irvin is going to have himself a big lead. Of course, his tires are going to be older than the others, but still, that early pit stop going out around the track a second and a half faster than the others is going to put him pretty far out front.
Just saw Dale Earnhardt pass by. He will be in second position when the series of pit stops have been completed. But right now, Bobby Labonte has not stopped, and he's the leader of the Tyson Holly Farms 400.
We just...
Oh! Close.
The concern in Hamilton's pit was the gas man got splashed in the eye with fuel, so he couldn't see. He couldn't see if there was any fuel coming out to overflow. He just pulled the can out, and I'm sure they got it full, but they didn't need much. But that was the concern. He couldn't tell that it was full because he couldn't signal the crew because he had gas in his eyes. I mean, he was just squinting his eyes shut.
Okay, thank you.
Schrader just got back in the lead lap.
Yeah, right. 40 cars, 2 laps down.
And Bobby did come in.
And Bobby Hamilton's having it down 1. Yep.
But he's coming up on Ernie.
Yeah, okay. All right.
We just need to establish that the next time we're going to make some pit stops and use those.
Okay. Okay. All right. Back at North Wilkesboro Speedway in North Carolina for the Tyson Holly Farms 400. The 88 car driven by Ernie Irvin is in the lead. Second place is Dale Earnhardt and Mark Martin. Dale Jarrett and Jeff Gordon.
Just a couple of laps ago, the 25 car has a little fresher tires, and Ernie closed up right on. He had passed Ernie just a couple of laps before that, and he and Ernie made some contact, and Ernie did a good job saving that car, Ned.
Yes, he really did. His tires are a little bit older. Here comes Bobby Hamilton trying to get back in the lead laps. Ernie had built up such a big lead when the others made their pit stop. Well, and Bobby had a little bit of a problem in there. Bobby Hamilton is running in the 13th position. The 40 car was 2 laps down. Here's Jeff Bodine.
Some contact between Bodine and Ernie.
That put Jeff Bodine back in the lead lap as well. He is running in 14th place. The 40 car is in 25th place. He's only 1 car down now. 1 lap down, I should say.
Here comes Derek Cope up to try to unlap himself. He's in 15th. And it looks like Ernie's having some handling problems.
Well, see, he's been out there a good while on these tires now. These other cars have fresher tires, and boy, it makes such a big difference here.
That's exactly right. Ernie stopped just a few laps before these cars, and we can see just what a few laps on their tires, what kind of difference it makes to the adhesion to get around the racetrack. There we see Steve Grissom 1 lap down to our leader, Ernie Irvin, and we'll put him another lap down.
He's in 25th position, Steve Grissom is.
Ernie Irvin led 17 of the 20 races he competed in 1994 before the crash. He has led 24 of the 29 races he has competed in with Robert Yates, and is currently leading this event in his comeback. From the roof cam of Derek Cope, here's an Autolite Field summary.
We see Mark Martin has passed Dale Earnhardt to take over that 2nd spot. Shepard to Sitco Ford. Ernie goes by him.
Morgan, that puts him 3 laps down. He's not having a good day in the Sitco Ford. Derek Cope in the straight arrow Ford, still trying to get back in the lead lap. He is 15th, as Bob pointed out, 1 lap down.
Having a struggle. Here is Gordon and Rudd, and this is the battle for 5th spot. Ricky Rudd, when you consider all of the racetracks on the schedule, North Wilkesboro is Ricky Rudd's best. He averages a finish of 10th here in the 33 races, and he's just taken over the spot from Jeff Gordon. So Ricky Rudd goes to 5th and Jeff Gordon back to 6th.
Jeff's car seems to run better on the longer runs, because Dale Jarrett and Ricky Rudd both have passed him since they came out of the pits. Now remember, before they made their pit stops, Ricky Rudd in the Tide Ford number 10 was one of the fastest cars on the racetrack. And so we'll sort of keep track of him and how he stands with everybody else.
See if he can catch the leader, Ernie Irvin, now, if he in fact is still the fastest car on the racetrack.
While we watch this battle between Rudd and Jeff Gordon, will tell you that Derek Cope did get his lap back, so there are 15 cars now on the lead lap. Watching the interval between 1st and 5th. It's 8.2 seconds at the moment.
And about 4 3/4. Excuse me, Bob. About 4 3/4 of a second from 1st to 2nd.
Down to 7.9 seconds now.
Jeff Gordon in the last pit stop was reported from the pits. His car's a little bit loose, and they adjusted on it. It might be just a little bit tight right now. We see that Ricky Rudd picked up 3/10 of a second that last time. So if that continues in 20 laps, he should have caught the 88 car. Tell you what, if there's traffic, look at the traffic jam he's in. He might catch him in 2 laps. Wow.
About to put Dave Marcus 2 laps down at 24th. And as far as on the track, there is the interval.
So Ricky Rudd has got a little bit of traffic to go through as well.
It remains at 7.6.
coming off the corners and using the throttle and being easy on the throttle. Ricky Rudd and Terry Labonte both run so well on this racetrack, and they're good road course racers, and that's what you've got to do on a road course is just ease on the throttle as you come off the corner. Ricky Rudd's gaining these, picked up almost a second. As Ernie is in this traffic, he was able to get by Hud Strickland. We can see how much it cost him when he passes a car.
Ernie's last race here in North Wilkesboro in April of 1994, he led 320 of the laps and finished third. And the interval brings down to 6.2 seconds between first and fifth.
You see Ricky Rudd right now is trying to get by Robert Presley, and that's going to hold him up.
We will continue to monitor the interval between first and fifth, and in fact all the cars, as we continue our live coverage of the Tyson Holly Farms 400 in just a moment.
Neil, better keep an interval between the 88 and the 6, because I think the 6 is going to catch him here pretty soon.
The 28 car is catching them all.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he stopped earlier than anybody else, so you know his tires are going away faster than anybody else's, and they're starting to go away.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I mean, but the 10 is at fifth, the 6 is second. And the 10 is still behind the 33.
Yeah.
Okay. At North Wilkesboro, and there you see the change for the lead. Mark Martin has passed Ernie Irvan, and Ernie drops to second.
And Dale Earnhardt is right behind him in third place. Sterling Marlin, remember all the trouble on his pit stop. Now is that 1 or 2 laps down there?
Well, one, he had gotten back in the lead lap, but now Mark Martin has put him a lap down again.
He's in 19th. There's Dale Earnhardt in third spot. Dale Jarrett is fourth. Ricky Rudd fifth. And Jeff Gordon is sixth. Then comes Darrell Waltrip and Rusty Wallace, along with Ken Schrader and Terry Labonte, completing the top 10.
Ernie Irvan in that Texaco car stopped before he made his pit stop first. So he has a few laps more on those tires than does Mark Martin and Dale Earnhardt. And we're just seeing how important a few laps is. And we see Dale Jarrett in the sister car, the other Robert Yates car, right behind the 31 car of Jimmy Hensley. So then he's gained on the leaders as well.
Yeah, he has been the fastest car on the racetrack here for the last 10 or 15 laps. He was about 4 seconds behind Mark Martin. Now he has cut it down to less than 2 seconds. As Earnhardt goes by, Ernie Irvan takes over the second position. And here comes the 31 car, also passing Ernie as Ernie's tire. He's about 14 to 16 laps more, 12 to 14, I should say, more on his tires than the others. And boy, that's a big difference here.
And Ernie drops to fourth now as Dale Jarrett goes around to the inside. Mark Martin is held up in a little bit of traffic. Bill Elliott going a lap down. By the way, he and Rick Mast are battling there for position. One in 94 for 16th. But now Bill is a lap down, and Rick isn't too far from being that way.
Well, it was a lap down to Ernie just a couple of laps ago. He and Rick both passed Ernie Irvin and got back in the lead lap. And right now they got Mark Martin to contend with. And also Rick Mast in the 27 and 3 abreast and all that stuff.
Earnhardt and Martin separated by Elton Sawyer. Now Elton moves up high and Dale goes to the inside.
Decides to go on the inside of Elton Sawyer. Dale Jarrett says, "Why did you do that, Bill?"
Yeah, Dale thought he had to run down on the inside of him, but it didn't quite work. Because Bill let him go. He's not going to hold his fellow Ford competitor up too long. He don't hold anybody up too long. If somebody's faster, Bill lets him go. He's a fair race driver. He's a very good race driver, but he's fair on the racetrack.
Let's not forget about Rusty Wallace, the short track expertise. He started 18th. On the 99th lap, he was 13th. And now, as we are on lap 163, actually, he's in 8th position. Now look at Dale Earnhardt trying to take the lead from Mark Martin, and he does.
Yeah, he has it there. Now, they got a couple of cars running side by side, Rick Mast and Joe Nemechek.
There's a battle for 4th. Rudd takes it from Ernie.
Here comes Sterling Marlin. And Michael and all those cars. The 24 car, Jeff Gordon, looks like he's going to take this far away in just a second. John Kerner, what's going on with Ernie?
Well, it's exactly what you're saying with the tires going away. They will pit in about 18 laps to take on 4 tires. Right now for Ernie, he was having a blast, a lot of fun a little bit early, but now the cars are going around him, and there's nothing he can do about it. He's not having as much fun. In fact, using just a little bit of humor, he told the crew just a couple of laps ago, it's like, well, these guys are passing me. Hey, I've mostly lost interest right now. But as soon as he gets 4 fresh tires and gets back out there on the track, his interest will pick up.
Dale Jarrett has passed Mark Martin and is in 2nd position. And let's see if there are a little bit of hand gestures going on here. Yeah, how about that?
Mark Martin told Dale Jarrett, look, you're clearly faster than I am right now. Go to the inside. That's exactly what Ned was talking about a moment ago, about being a fair race car driver.
Yep. Mark Martin certainly fits in that category, too. If somebody's faster, he'll let him go.
So now it's Dale Earnhardt, Dale Jarrett, Mark Martin, Ricky Rudd, and Jeff Gordon after 167 of 400 laps at North Wilkesboro. All right.
Yeah, we do the billboard this time.
Thank you. Thank you, Betty.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Yep.
There go the lead in turn 1, the lead.
The outside? How about that?
That one.
I told you, Ned. I just had a feeling.
Yeah, long way to go yet.
Yeah.
Oh, Ernie got turned almost sideways. Rusty made the wheel. Rusty got in the back of Ernie going down to 1, and he went sideways.
But boy, that 10 car is coming now.
10 car is quick, yep. And he let's go off promo and talk about the 10 car.
No.
Only kidding. I want to get paid too.
ESPN Speed World today live at North Wilkesboro Speedway in North Carolina. Our coverage being brought to you by Allied Signals Fram Filters. You can pay a little now or a lot later. Quaker State, the intelligent oil for longer engine life. And by Coal Filtered Miller Genuine Draft, making the world a very cool place. There is a new leader of the Tyson Holly Farms 400. It is Dale Jarrett, who passed Dale Earnhardt while we were away. And this is how it happened.
They come off the corner, and he passes Earnhardt on the outside. As they go down in 1, he pulled up on the outside of Earnhardt, made the pass to 2, and cleared him down the back straightaway. Good move by Dale Jarrett. We see Rick Mast The Skoll car still in the lead lap, right on the tail end, trying desperately to stay in front of Dale Jarrett.
And we might say that the pole sitter here is Ricky Rudd. He's on the move, moving into second place. But the pole sitter, Ted Musgrave, went a lap down while we went away on break. Ted is running in the 16th position.
And Ricky Rudd in that tide ride, he is fast today.
He really is.
And he's trying to extend 12 seasons in which he has won at least one race. He hasn't done so yet, but he's looking very strong here, nearing the halfway point.
And we see Dale Jarrett pull down the inside of Mast.
Bill Elliott is in the pits in the McDonald's Ford. Coming out of the pits, I should say, has already had his service. We saw Bill go a lap down there a little while ago. He's more than 2 laps down now.
Boy, will he be fast now, though.
Oh, yeah. That thing will feel like a rocket.
For the compared to the competition, he will be a rocket. And Elliott has the leaders directly in front of him. About a half straightaway in front of him. As a matter of fact, there he goes by the 40 car, and there we see the 6, the 3, the 10, and the 28. And right now, the 28 behind the 41 car, Ricky Craven. Ricky, who bought part of that team this week.
Yeah, I heard that.
Locked himself in with the ride.
Here comes Rudd. Are you going to go outside?
He thought about it.
Yeah. There's 1, 2, and 3. Jarrett, Rudd, and Earnhardt. Well, right there.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Dale. Bob says, thank you, Dale, for coming in the picture, making me look smart. Oh, here we go, the lead.
How about that? Now he goes to the inside. Ricky Rudd does at the exit of turn 2 and takes over the lead. Now here's a battle between Rusty Wallace and Darrell Waltrip for 6th, and Rusty has it.
I'm telling you, watching this race today is just like watching a clock pendulum go back and forth, and consistently today, Ricky Rudd has been fast. Earnhardt and Jeff Gordon. There we see Gordon going by the pole sitter, Ted Musgrave, the Family Channel car. Man. There's Jeff. And it looks like Rusty Wallace might be closing in on the 24 car.
And Ernie Irvin is coming in. He's finally had enough of those tires.
Yeah, he's been out there almost 100 laps on them, Bob. About 90, 94, I believe.
John Kernan is there to watch Ernie's pit stop. John?
Ernie pitted on lap 107, so that'll make it 76 circuits. And we see just a little bit of tire marks on that left side, a little bit of damage to the left rear quarter panel. Ernie has told them the car has been very, very loose as they service the right side, now swing around to the left. So they will put 2 rounds of bite in the car, having a little problem getting the jack under the left side, but finally they get the car up in the air. Ernie guns the engine, now he's down and away.
We saw the jack man on the 88 car. That's Mike Ford, the young man who came over from the Spottis team just a couple of weeks ago. So, boy, do they need him immediately.
Sterling Marlin getting work done on the Kodak car, Jerry.
They've already changed right side tires from left side tires. They also had 2 rounds away to the car, and Sterling could not hear them. They had a radio problem. They actually wanted Sterling to pit about 4 laps ago. They finally had to signal him with a pit board to get him to pit.
Now Rusty Wallace has caught Jeff Gordon for 5th place as they battle side by side at the north end of the racetrack. But the lead is held by Ricky Rudd. Dale Jarrett, then Dale Earnhardt, Mark Martin, and Rusty Wallace. Stay with us. We'll be right back with more from North Wilkesboro. Already, huh?
What's that?
We've had 15 late changes already.
I know. I mean, I'm telling you, it's just like a back and forth, back and forth. Didn't you hear me, Bob?
Yeah.
Pay attention to what I say.
Why?
Oh, that's a good point. Real good point.
Yeah, 12 leaders, 15 changes. How about that?
And we're going to have to fill forever, ain't we? Hope they got a good baseball game on. Maybe we can fill with that.
We may be getting to them early at this rate.
Yeah. Uh-oh, Ernie got a tough break. He got those cars side by side. He'll just pass them all through, both of them.
Yeah, he just get them. Those new tires, man, it just, isn't that
It's
something?
amazing, isn't it?
Back into Wilkesboro Speedway, the 7th-time Winston Cup champion Dale Earnhardt just comes in for his routine pit stop. They have changed right side tires. They will change no air pressure, no track bar, no wedge. Earnhardt says the car feels awfully good. Left side tires being bolted on. They drop the jack, and he is away back toward turn 1.
Other pit stops are being made. Here's Bill Weber.
Ricky Rudd is in. This will be 4 tires and fuel. Rudd is one of 5 drivers in this race that won a race last year, but hasn't been to victory lane yet this year. They think today is the day for the Tide 4. They got Danny Marshburn out of bed at 10:30 this morning to come up here as a substitute rear tire changer. And he slaps on the right rear, bolts it on. Let's go to Jerry Punch.
Well, Mark Martin and Jeff Gordon are both on pit road. They've already changed right side tires on the Martin car. Now crew jacking the left side of the car up, and they will change all 4 tires. You see both those cars on pit road. Jeff Gordon's crew now putting the left front and left rear tire on. They drop the Gordon car. He is out of the way, and Martin's car will come down as Dale Jarrett heads to you, John Kernan.
5 miles an hour as Dale Jarrett gets ready to pull his Texaco Havoline Ford Thunderbird into his pit stall. They'll go to work with 4 tire change, no chassis adjustments, no air pressure adjustments. Dale very satisfied with the car. Rusty Wallace is in. Let's go to Bill Weber.
They've already got the right side tires on the Miller Genuine Craft 4. No chassis adjustment. The left sides are on. They're going to bolt them on. The fuel is in by Earl Marvin. Rusty waits. The jack is down, and the Ford pulls away. The Jerry Punch.
Western Auto Chevy, a 10-time Wilkesboro winner. Darrell Waltrip comes down pit road, and here comes Rusty Wallace exiting the pits. DW's crew now changing right side car. See the 43 car, the SDP Pontiac. They have already changed right side tires. Now Robbie Lewis and company will make a wedge adjustment in the left rear. 1 round, a half a round, 1.5 rounds in the SDP Pontiac. Left side tires going on. You see both those cars being worked on. Lower part of your picture, the 43 car is away. They are still working. Now they drop the jack on the Darrell Waltrip Chevy.
Wow, a frantic round of pit stops has been completed by almost everyone, and we have Bobby Labonte, who once again is making a late pit stop in the lead.
Now, these guys are all racing for position. I don't know where they're racing for, but I know they're racing for position.
Who? Dale Earnhardt, Ricky Rudd, and Dale Jarrett?
Yeah.
They're racing for second.
Second, okay?
Yep. Bobby Labonte is the leader. He hasn't made his pit stop. Remember, he stayed out a little bit longer the last time, hoping to catch a caution.
We might mention that overhead shot that we have of the pit stops. Actually, we're tapping into the video system of these teams. That's what they use to tape their pit stops. And we're tapping into their video so that we can bring you that great overhead shot of some of the stops. Labonte comes in for his stop, and now that puts Dale Jarrett on the lead. Here's Bill Weber.
Bobby Labonte jams on the brakes of the Interstate Battery Chevrolet. They go to the right side. They add the fuel. Remember, it's just 2 air guns now. The right side's quickly on. They fly right on the left side. This car has some damage from an earlier incident. Bobby Labonte with 3 wins this year, looking for number 4 today. Trying to get back out on the track. They pulled on the left side tire. Comes away. That looks pretty good. 20.2.
Bobby Labonte is rolling out onto the racetrack, and Dale Jarrett is coming around this time to complete halfway. And if he has the lead when he crosses the line, he will pick up the $10,000 bonus from Gatorade. And he will do it. We watch back here for the 5th position battle. Mark Martin and Jeff Gordon.
And he picked up the $10,000. Trust me.
He needs the money.
He needs the money.
Yeah.
Dale Jarrett leads at the halfway point. It is Ricky Rudd at second, then Dale Earnhardt, Mark Martin, and Jeff Gordon. 200 laps completed. Now we're up to 19, right, Bill? Huh? 19 now.
Ernie's a lap down, huh? No, he's not. But like I said, Ernie's not a lap down.
I thought I heard you say that.
Robert Yates just came and they asked them to send a set of tires from the 28 pit up to the 88 pit. And Larry just radioed Dale Jarrett and said, take it easy on the tires. Be real easy. Don't push it.
Okay. Good job, guys. Good segment, those pit stops.
It was good, wasn't it?
Yep. Yeah, really.
Thanks for not letting them have it, Mikey.
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
Thank you. Thank you, Bristol.
Rudd's got a rocket today, man.
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
I'm glad I picked him in the pool.
You did. Did you? Did you? Uh-huh. Oh, threw the pool away good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. 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 Big day in baseball, a fast-moving race here in North Wilkesboro. We're past the halfway mark all over in already in just a little over an hour. Well, let's check an AutoZone on-off track interval, and you see that it was the third stop for both Jarrett and Rudd. Came on lap 187. From point to point, in to out, 47.6 for Jarrett, 50.5 for Ricky Rudd.
That's from coming in the pits to going out of the pits. That's the point in and the point out. And we can see 4 seconds ahead, and Michael Walter, the Pennzoil car, being lapped right now by Dale Jarrett. That's 13th right now.
Michael is in 13th position, goes a lap down, so now there are 12 cars on the lead lap.
And we have had an incredible 19 lead changes in the first half of this race. Bobby Labonte and Ernie Irvin are racing side by side, but that is not for position. Ernie is on the lead lap in 9th, and Bobby is a lap down in 19th. 19 lead changes, and the record for this race was 15, so we have set a brand new record for number of lead changes. There have been a total of 13 different leaders.
That is a battle for position between Ernie Irvin and Terry Labonte. That would be the battle for 9th spot.
Oh, Ernie a little loose coming off the corner. Maybe a little help back there. In any case, Terry goes around the outside and takes over the 10th position.
Ernie's having some trouble with this race car right now. It just isn't the car that it was to begin with. Looked to be a little bit loose. He was talking about pushing earlier on. I guess they've adjusted, and now the car seems to be, or appears to be, just a tick loose.
And it's just such a fine line on a track like this where handling is so critical that sometimes a half a turn can make a big difference in being tight or loose. And the racetrack changes too as time goes by.
Terry Labonte has already won 3 races this year at Richmond, at Bristol, and at Pocono. There, of course, is Ernie Irvin, who has successfully, I would say, even at this point, made his comeback.
I would say so. I think he has done a great job.
There you see the lineup. Dale Jarrett's leading. Ricky Rudd, Dale Earnhardt, Martin, Jeff Gordon, Darrell Walter, Rusty Wallace, Kenny Schrader, Terry Labonte, and Ernie Irvin, the 88 car. That's the top 10 cars.
We'll let the field go by here so you can get a quick glimpse of where your favorite driver is running out there on the track. And here are Darrell Waltrip and Rusty Wallace racing together once again for 6th spot.
Can we just see this?
Yeah. That was before the pit stops, wasn't it?
What I was thinking.
Yeah.
Pete Elton Sawyer in the Hooters car as Darrell goes by. There's a battle for position. Jeff Gordon takes over the 4th spot. Look at that. Is that click?
Yep. When it happens, we change it for you, so you'll be up to date all the time. Go back and watch this Waltrip and Wallace battle. By the way, the average speed of the race is 104.267. We have only had 1 caution period. And there's an idea of what manufacturers are doing. 2 Fords up front, then 2 Chevys, a Ford, Chevy, Ford, Chevy, Chevy, and Ford.
Of course, Chevrolet has already won the manufacturer's championship for this year. Bill Elliott went a lap down. Bill's running in the 12th position, so now there are just 11 cars on the lead lap.
There we see the battle between Darrell Waltrip and Rusty Wallace up in the right-hand corner. So pick the race you want to watch and go ahead. I'll which one I'll watch.
By the way, if a Chevrolet wins today, it'll be the 300th modern day win for Chevrolet in the 711 modern era races. So it's Dale Jarrett setting the pace here at North Wilkesboro with Ricky Rudd close behind and Dale Earnhardt running in 3rd spot. We'll be right back with more in just a moment. Okay. All right.
Lynn, when they stopped the last time? '28 and 10.
One of the major concerns over the years in Winston Cup racing is heat.
Track backs are brought to you by Quaker State. Okay. Okay. Oh, I'll never do that.
Good. Just go ahead and say it. I dare you.
What, do you want me to get fired?
Get the noose. But Earnhardt's chomping at the bit.
Wise, but it sure gets hot in those cars, and there's Rusty Wallace's feet and the floorboard underneath there protecting him from the heat generated by the engine.
Well, the exhaust pipes go right under Rusty's feet, and right off the cylinder head, those exhausts are about 1,200 degrees. So just about 3 or 4 inches from his foot, it's at least 700 degrees. That's why they have to have that space-age material to keep their feet from just cooking.
And speaking of heat, the pennant races are really heating up, and already over on ESPN2 we're covering the Yankees and Blue Jays and keeping an eye on the Astros and Cubs, and right after our coverage of this race here this afternoon, we'll watch and track the other possibilities in terms of playoffs. Mariners, Rangers, Giants, Rockies, Athletics, and Angels. This is the place to be to find out who makes it and who doesn't make it into the playoffs. ESPN and ESPN2. Dale Jarrett continues to lead Ricky Rudd. Now, Rudd started from 24th position, and the farthest back a winner has ever started here at North Wilkesboro was 20th in 1990 when Brett Bodine won the race. Here's Jeff Gordon and Mark Martin battling together on the racetrack, and that is for 4th.
And Mark is just now taking that spot away from Jeff Gordon. Remember, just a few laps ago that Gordon passed Martin. Now it's Mark Martin back in that spot. And we see Steve Grissom. Grissom must stop and change tires.
That's a pretty good sign when you come up there among the leaders and blow them off. Steve Grissom is 5 laps down in 34th position.
There, we'll just hold the camera and let you find your favorite driver. In the meantime, we're looking for, there's the leaders. There's a 3rd place car up Dale Earnhardt.
And the leaders approach traffic now. Ted Musgrave goes another lap down for Ted. He's in 20th position.
So you saw Jeff Gordon is running 4th. Dale Earnhardt is running 5th, actually. Dale Earnhardt's running 3rd, so that's a gain of 10 points. That's not a concern to Jeff Gordon. He has a cushion, a big cushion of 275 points. 10 is not going to hurt anything.
Dale Jarrett about to put Dick Trickle 2 laps down. For Dale Jarrett, it's been a good season, especially in the second half. He is 13th overall in points going into this 27th event of the year. In the 10 races since the halfway point, overall he is rated in 5th as far as the points are concerned. And Jeff Gordon and Darrell Waltrip go at it for 5th spot.
Jeff Gordon might be 15 points behind Earnhardt here in a lap or so. There's old DW. And looks like he will take the measure of Gordon.
Looking back from Bobby Hamilton's car, Bobby was among the top contenders earlier in this race. He's currently 15th, a lap down.
Now, meanwhile, Dale Jarrett's still behind Dick Trickle. A Ford Quality Care car just can't get by.
Well, they ran up on some other track there that Trickle was able to pass, and so they had to sort of hang on. Here's a battle. Rusty Wallace trying to take over, what, 6th place from Jeff Gordon, and he does it.
So Gordon has lost 10 more points all of a sudden since I started talking just a couple of minutes ago.
There's racing everywhere. Here is Terry Labonte running alongside Bobby Labonte. That is not a battle for position, however, as Bobby is a lap down in 16th, while Terry is 8th.
We see that Dale Earnhardt is almost 2.5 seconds behind the leaders. Dale Jarrett the leader, Ricky Rudd in 2nd. There we are, the Texaco and the Tide car that's running 1-2. The 15 car of Trickle is a lap down. There comes Earnhardt.
And it's 2.2 seconds now between 1st and 3rd.
We see that Dick Trickle is in fact holding up the leaders. Oh, Dale Jarrett tried to go on the outside of Trickle, put him a lap down,
and Trickle is about to get the black flag. They pointed it at him. Now he moves to the inside. Jarrett goes up on the outside, but they get 3 abreast, and that won't work. So now he'll have to try it again here.
And we might mention for all you Bill Elliott fans that Bill is back in the pits. And it's 1.8 seconds now, interval between 1st and 3rd.
well, the problem is that they're hung behind Trickle. They just can't go anyplace.
Yep. Pit stop should start for those running up front in 10 or 12 laps. So we'll take a break so that we'll be back to cover all the pit stop activity for you from the Tyson Holly Farms 400. Okay. You don't forget to mention this if you can. Do you want me to?
Oh, I will. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
Rudd takes the lead.
Oh, that is so aggravating.
Yeah.
Especially when it's certain drivers.
Yeah.
See, Earnhardt's caught him there now.
Yeah. Neal. Now, the only problem they've got right now is Big Triple.
That's the problem.
Earnhardt, that's the only problem they got. Yeah. Yeah, right. No.
No. Yeah, but it was
all
going
traffic.
Same situation, traffic. Billboards. ESPN Speed World coverage of the Tyson Holly Farms 400 from North Wilkesboro being brought to you by Valvoline, the #1 choice of America's top mechanics. By the Robert Bosch Corporation, makers of Bosch Platinum, the ultimate spark plug. And by McDonald's. Have you had your break today? We're 251 laps into the Tyson Holly Farms 400. It is still Ricky Rudd, followed by Dale Jarrett and Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah, Dale Earnhardt closely follows Dale Jarrett, as we can see from the camera on top of the Goodrich Service Chevrolet. That's the leader of the orange car. In front is, there we see Ted Musgrave.
Yeah.
He must have stopped putting the tires on that car.
He did indeed, Benny. He stopped, and he's now 23rd position, 4 laps down.
You know, as we watch this race and enjoy it today, there's a lot of military folks all around the world that watch ESPN and enjoy the races, and we've gotten a couple letters today from some of them. One is from Elmendorf Air Force Base in Anchorage, Alaska. We had 24 guys just recently dying in a crash of an AWAC plane, and guys, we know you're watching. We feel for you, and we do appreciate your concern. And they said they stood in line for Earnhardt's autograph in Anchorage for 2 hours.
There are a lot of race fans, apparently, that were involved in that incident, and our prayers and sympathies to you. Well, here's the Budweiser race recap. Ricky Rudd, the leader, has led 18 of the 253 laps. We've had 20 lead changes, a new record for this race. Only 1 caution for a total of 4 laps, and the average speed is 104.8. Here are those who have led a lap. There are 13 of them. Mark Martin has led the most to this point, 70. Both Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt have led laps, so they are equal in terms of bonus points. And there are the final 3 drivers who have led a lap here today, and all 36 cars are still running.
And right now, Jeff Gordon is really struggling. The DuPont Chevrolet back in 8th spot, and he's having trouble getting around the racetrack.
Yeah, his car is slipping and sliding right now, as is Ernie Irvin's. Ernie is running in 9th, but he's not far from going a lap down. Jeff Gordon is only 6 7/10 seconds from going a lap down.
So I don't know if it's something wrong with the car. It's just a chassis problem and the worn out tires on the DuPont Chevy, but he is really struggling.
7 wins in 1995 for Jeff Gordon at Rockingham, Atlanta, Bristol, Daytona, New Hampshire, Darlington, Dover, and of course the leader of the point standings. With only 4 races remaining after the checker drops on this one.
And there we see that Jeff Bodine goes by, takes his spot away. And there's what Ned was talking about just a couple of laps ago.
Ernie Irvin would like to see a caution right now to keep him from going a lap down. And Jeff Gordon comes in for a pit stop.
Yeah, he fought it as long as he was going to. He knew that the leaders were coming up on him, and he figured he better get some tires on that DuPont Chevrolet.
Well, we see with 140 laps to go, he probably feels like his window, he can make it fairly safe with one more stop.
Right.
Here's Jerry Punch.
Well, you guys are exactly right. In fact, on fuel, they could make it on this stop and no more. They'd have 140 laps remaining. They're going to take one round of bite out of the car. Gordon's car simply just would not turn in the corners. It was loose going in and tight coming off. Earnhardt is also in there, both getting down toward turn 1. What would be Earnhardt's final stop with regard to fuel? Now they'll come back in if we get a caution flag. And they're going to put about a round of bite at Earnhardt's car.
We're in trouble in the Ricky Rudd pit. Their gas man fell down crossing the wall, but they've made up that time because they didn't need to get all that fuel in. They've already changed the right side tires. The left side's gone, waiting on the left rear. Ricky's down and away. Brett Bodine goes by and they head for pit out. Michael Waltrip is on pit road.
tires for Michael Waltrip as he pulls the Pennzoil Pontiac in. They've already done the right side tires. Crew comes around, will go to work on the left side, not making any chassis adjustments. Michael had told me earlier this morning that he thought that he had a great chance to win his first Winston Cup race here today. Dale Jarrett is in. Also, Ernie Irvin is in. There will be 4 tire changes all the way around. For Ernie Irvin, he wants 2 rounds of bite put into the car. The car has just gotten terribly loose with him. Now that he's pitting with most of these others, there the chassis adjustment isn't left. He's now in sequence with them, so to speak. Dale Jarrett getting a chassis adjustment a half a round on the right rear. Left side's on for Ernie Irvin and for Dale Jarrett. They both lead. Terry Labonte is also in. Right side tires will go on that Kellogg Chevrolet Monte Carlo. Gary Dehart's led crew already working on that left side. Gary, in fact, making sure getting that windshield extremely clean as the sun dips below the horizon. It gets hard to see. Let's go down to Darrell Walters' pit and Jerry Punch.
After this round of pit stop, DW was the leader, but he is on pit road, headed for his pits. And Darrell Waltrip trying to make it 2 weeks in a row. 2 top 10 finishes after a strong 8th place running at Martinsville, Virginia last week. Pete Peterson and company now. Jack the right side of the car up, right rear car off. That's Scott Houston, Tommy Houston's oldest son. Taking the right rear off. They have the car full of fuel. They scamper to the left side. 1 pump, 2 pumps from the Jack. The Western Auto Chevrolet in the air. Left front and now left rear tires are on. Fastening 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lug nuts. Getting it down and away a little over 20 seconds.
Bobby Hamilton remains on pit road, but look at this. Here is Ernie Irvin and Ricky Rudd with Elton Sawyer.
And that would be to put Ernie a lap down. So he will fight as hard as he possibly can to stay in the lead lap.
Ricky Rudd is the leader of the race. Dale Jarrett is second. And Ernie Irvin just ahead of the leader, possibly about to go a lap down. We'll be right back. Yep, way to go, guys. Okay. So this is a real quick segment, huh? Okay. Yep, okay. Okay.
Where?
Yahoo!
He's 2 laps down. That's
Already
right
got
there.
No, I was. He did not.
About to conclude another year of coverage of NASCAR Winston Cup competition. Only one more telecast for us after this one here today at North Wilkesboro. You're watching the standings as they stand right now. The top 15, 13 cars are on the lead lap. There are the other remaining cars that are still out there. Everybody is still running as 276 laps have been completed. We'll take another break and be right back. So I should have said we'll be back after these messages and a word from our ESPN stations or something like that. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. I said so I was supposed to say. Oh, I didn't think you did.
Hey,
Okay, good, Jerry. Go.
hey guys, the 37 car was 2 laps down. He has not pitted. He's now back on the lead lap in 8th spot. Tim Brewer says they can go about 110 laps and make their final stop around lap 315. If they get a caution flag, then they'll stay on the lead lap, so that's a pretty good move for them.
Huh.
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
Man, this is a mess here, I'm telling you.
It really is.
Well, they're going to be 3 abreast of that 37 here in a minute.
Bob Jenkins, Ned Jarrett, Benny Parsons, John Kernan, Bill Weber, and Dr. Jerry Punch back in North Wilkesboro Speedway in North Carolina. The Tyson Holly Farms 400, 281 laps completed. The leader is Ricky Rudd. Second place is Dale Jarrett. Third, Dale Earnhardt. Fourth, Mark Martin. And fifth is Darrell Waltrip.
You see the leader going by John Andretti, the Kmart car, putting John a lap down.
Yep. He was in 13th position.
John was on the lead lap. He had gotten back in the lead lap because he's way off sequence in terms of pit stops. But now, as we indicated, he is a lap down. However, he may be playing some pretty smart strategy here as far as pit stops are concerned.
Well, he can certainly make it with one more stop. He'll be able to stop one more time, and the leader's going to have to stop one more time as well. So it depends on how the tire situation works out. Right now, Ernie Irvin in the 88 car right in front of the leader, Ricky Rudd. Hamilton has passed the leader of the race, Ricky Rudd, to get a lap back. And there we see Rudd, Jarrett, and Earnhardt. 1, 2, 3, nose to tail.
They have been in some heavy traffic since they came out of the pits, made their pit stops. Ernie Irvin has been able to stay out in front of him. In fact, he's pulled away from Ricky Rudd a little bit to stay in that lead lap.
On the roof cam of Dale Earnhardt's car, he's running third.
Right now we have Hamilton and Elliott side by side.
Elliott going a lap down. He's in the 12th position. Now, fans are wondering, say, well, we saw him go a lap down about 30 or 40 minutes ago. Yeah, but he came in, made a pit stop, ran some real fast laps out there, and when the others made their pit stop, that put him back in the lead lap. But now his tires are older, and so they just motor right on by him, so put Bill a lap down again.
Hamilton is now 1 lap down to the leaders. He was 2 down in the STP Pontiac. I tell you what, if anyone was concerned about Ernie Irvin's eyesight, the last 15, 20 laps, as he went through all that traffic he had to go through, it looked like he's got no problem.
He did a great job coming through there.
Very impressive.
That was some tough traffic he came through. He's still in some of it, too, trying to get around Bobby Labonte.
It's been impressive since the drop of the green flag in his 7th starting position. Has led this race. Oh, I'll lock down our camera here. Watch for your favorite. There's our pole sitter, Ted Musgrave, coming down. He's 19th, 2 laps down. Bobby Hill in there, Michael Waltrip with Jeff Gordon. Gary Labonte, Morgan Shepherd, Nemechek, Ken Schrader, And then we're back to the front again.
Here goes Rudd trying his best to get on the inside of Hamilton. Can't do it. He can't be too aggressive because he has to be a little bit defensive, because if he gets up on the outside, Jarrett will go by on the inside. And we saw that Ernie Irvin was finally able to get by Bobby Labonte. Just a glimpse of them as he went by. There they are.
Labonte is running in 16th position, 1 lap down.
Bill Weber has a story on Ricky Rudd, Bill.
Well, Ned, there's a lot going on down here, not the least of which that Rudd has won 12 races in each of the last 12 years, and he's shut out so far this year. They'd like to make it 13 here today, but Bill Ingles coaching him around the track, and Dale Kangle, his spotter, is helping Ricky work through traffic. Right now, they really like Bobby Hamilton to let him get by. They think they're a little bit faster, and they want to be careful because they do have Jarrett right on their back bumper, but they like to get by the STP Pontiac and then maybe stretch things out a little bit.
And, of course, Dale Earnhardt is right on the back bumper. In fact, he's up beside of Dale Jarrett trying to take over second. Couldn't quite do it off of turn 2. Man, Jarrett's car seems to be, they made a chassis adjustment on it, tightened it up a little bit, and it looks like it's maybe a little bit tight in the center of the corner since they did that.
Here we go, Rudd once again on the inside of Hamilton.
Oh, looks like he may have it this time.
He's got that nose up there. If he keeps it up there going into turn 3, he definitely will have it. Yep, he's just going to get it this time.
Oh, I don't know. Had to back off, but now he'll go around.
Yeah, the train will go by now.
Jarrett comes by Hamilton also, and now Dale Earnhardt first, second, and third.
That puts Hamilton 2 laps down in 17th position.
There you see Rich Bickle making a pit stop. He was early, or has been early in the sequence all afternoon long. He's running in 23rd position. And now here's Jarrett looking to the inside of Rudd.
Well, he gets his nose up there, but Rudd will beat him into the corner. Take that bottom line, which is where he wants to be. Now Jarrett will try it off of turn 4. He might have him enough this time to get up alongside him going down into turn 1.
Yep, well, I believe he does. Dale Jarrett racing side by side with Ricky Rudd for the lead.
Now here's where he'll get him going into turn 3.
And probably bring Earnhardt with him.
Yep, he will. Absolutely.
Dale Jarrett's best North Wilkesboro finish in 16 races, 9th in this event in 1993. He's only led 31 laps here in all of his prior races, so it's a good day for Dale Jarrett at North Wilkesboro.
You know, Ned, I think that Dale was just a little bit ago when Earnhardt came up and pressured him, and he saw that Ricky Rudd could not go anyplace because he was behind the 43. I think Dale was just kind of riding there, saving those tires and just waiting for that opportunity. Meanwhile, here we see Ernie Irvin in the 88 car going by the 25 of Schrader.
That's for 10th place.
John Kernan is with Robert Yates.
Well, Robert, both of your cars having a great run out there this afternoon, but in particular, Ernie Irvin, his first race back. What's he been saying to you on the radio?
Well, I think we just got a little bit out of sync on tires. You run about 10 laps longer, and it probably wasn't a hot tip, but maybe we're a little late on adjusting it. The last adjustment seems to be better. Just be nice to go further ahead of those leaders.
All right, that's Robert Yates, owner and also Ernie Irvin's crew chief for today.
Well, Ernie Irvin having a great day, moved up into 10th position. But Dale Jarrett, his teammate, is the leader of the race over Dale Earnhardt, Ricky Rudd, Mark Martin, and Darrell Waltrip. Less than 100 laps to go as King Richard looks on North Wilkesboro.
Scalise never
I
heard
believe
of it.
Mark Martin's the one that's coming now.
Do you?
Yeah. Yeah, he was over a half a lap behind when they made their pit stops, and boy, he is coming on in there.
That Ronnie Scalise ain't never heard of fiddle music, has he?
Okay.
Oh, Spencer wiggled mightily.
Andretti made his pit stop. He's coming on. Yeah, he's 3 laps down now.
Might throw up that news page. I was just thinking about Barry Dotson. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think that.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think right now that for the first time that Robert Yates ever has run 2 cars, I'm impressed.
Yeah,
because they right now are those 2 cars are about equal and they're about as fast as anything out there.
Yep.
Right. Right. Yep. However, Earnhardt will not lead the most laps here today, so that hurts him.
Keeping you up to date on the baseball playoff picture. Yankees up 4-love on Toronto in the top of 5. They clinch the wild card with a win. National League, Chicago, and Houston.
At North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, it's the Tyson Holly Farms 400. There is the leader of the event, Dale Jarrett. Dale Earnhardt is second, then Ricky Rudd, Mark Martin, Darrell Waltrip, Rusty Wallace, Terry Labonte, and Jeff Gordon, who is 8th. So Jeff Gordon is doing right now what he has to do to win the NASCAR Winston Cup Championship. Jeff Gordon is currently in 8th position. Remember, if he has a 10th place finish or better the rest of the year, regardless of what Dale Earnhardt does, he will win the NASCAR Winston Cup Championship for 1995.
And we see Dale Jarrett. Some pretty heavy traffic. All these cars are stopping. Here comes Earnhardt on that preferred line on the inside. He has called Jarrett.
Yeah, Dale Jarrett had pulled away a good bit from Dale Earnhardt, but once he got those cars started getting by, now Earnhart's going for the lead.
Trying it off of corner 2. Didn't have any success, however. In fact, maybe lost a car length or 2.
Yeah, it's tough to get traction from down the bottom side of that racetrack. You don't have the car pointed the way you need to point it out towards the wall. Of course, Jarrett was out there, so Earnhardt could not get the line off the turn that he needed to get the traction.
Now again, if Dale Earnhardt has to win all the remaining races in order to overtake Jeff Gordon and win the championship, if Jeff finishes below 10, one thing that Dale has to do is lead the most laps of every race, and he will not do that. He has led 5 laps, but Dale Jarrett right now is the driver who has led the most laps, 81. Mark Martin has led 70, Ricky Rudd 58.
There's the first and second place car. There's Rudd 3rd place. And look, there is Mark Martin in 4th place. He's gaining on him.
Yes, he is, Benny. I think he's the fastest car on the racetrack. And Darrell Waltrip also running strong.
Waltrip back in 5th position. Here's an on-track interval, laps 309 to 313. From Jarrett back to 5th place Waltrip. It was 5.6 seconds on lap 309, and that was reduced by 1.3 seconds on lap 313. Consistently faster for Darrell Waltrip. And again, that may be a reflection of traffic.
Well, that 21.3 obviously was in traffic. But old DW got a great run going today.
Waltrip, a 10-time winner here at North Wilkesboro. He has led, or rather won the spring race on 4 different occasions and won this race on 6 different occasions, the most recent in 1986.
And you wonder, why is traffic such a problem today? Bob, you mentioned just a moment ago, not one car 36 cars started this race, and you know how many cars are still running, folks? 36. I mean, they're scattered all around this racetrack.
There has only been one race in Winston Cup history that all cars were running at the end, and that was at Nashville in May of '59.
Wow. Well, see, Ernie Irvin was about to be lapped when we started the sequence right after the pit stop.
Yeah, he's pulled away from the 28 car, and Mark Martin has just taken over third from Ricky Rudd. So Mark Martin is still on the move. But yes, Ernie has moved away from Dale Jarrett.
Ooh, almost 3 wide there. Bickle had to back out.
You see Elliott has been in the pits in McDonald's Ford, has those fresh tires on.
Yep, he's being shown 3 laps down now in 19th position. He's out of sequence with the leaders as far as pit stops are concerned.
And we see Mark Martin by Rudd.
Martin third now. He started outside the front row alongside his teammate Ted Musgrave, who was the pole sitter. But Musgrave is back in 22nd, 4 laps down.
And Mark Martin is coming in a hurry.
77 laps to go in the Tyson Holly Farms 400. We should be seeing another round of pit stops before too long. Stay with us. What? What was that about?
Something happened to He's on 7 cylinders.
Yep.
7 cylinders.
Okay, okay. What is that? Oh, man.
Hey, Mikey.
He's on 7 cylinders. He pulled that 33 up the backstretch.
Maybe 8. It looked like something happened to him coming off the second corner.
I'm sure the doctor will find out.
He was stopped last time.
I guess I'm Jeff. I guess I'm doggone it, I hate it. I see things like that. Where's Ernie coming in?
No, he's up here, up turn 4.
There he is.
Indeed, the last scheduled round of pit stops occurring. Points leader Jeff Gordon in for a stop. We're watching from his overhead camera provided by the crew. And he is on his way once again.
Dale Jarrett coming into the pits as well, and Dale Earnhardt. Both Dales headed for the pits. Michael Waltrip coming in the pinfall Pontiac.
Here's John Kernan as he watches the stop by Dale Jarrett.
Dale Jarrett, the leader, making his way down on pit road. It'll be a 4-tire change. 71 laps to the end. This will be the final pit stop if it stays green, if we have no cautions. And oh, the 15 car, Nick Trickle is spun. No yellow. Yellow is not out yet as he spun. Oh, man. Earnhardt goes right to the pits, didn't stop. Apparently his spotter thought that there was going to be a caution. Left side's now going on Dale Jarrett as Terry Labonte is also in for service. Jarrett now is down and away. Labonte, they are working on the right side for him. And Ernie Irvin will pit the next time by. Let's go down to Mark Martin's pit.
Right side tires going on the Valvoline Ford Thunderbird for Mark Martin. They clean the windshield. It'll be his final stop. Thus far, no chassis adjustment. They will scamper to the left side. Make sure they get that windshield nice and clean. The sun is a glare. And Dale Earnhardt will now come back down pit road after being told that there may be a caution flag. And let's go back to John Curtis.
Tire change. Ernie Irvin is in for a 4-tire change. They make a chassis adjustment in that left rear, trying to tighten it up just a little bit. It was about a half a round. Let's go down to Jerry Punch.
And Dale Earnhardt comes back down pit road, and he is radio to crew that he is on 7 cylinders. He is on 7 cylinders, so apparently Earnhardt's luck not holding here today. They will change right side and left side tires. And the right side tires going on now. Andy Peakley's scampered around. Here's David Smith. Slides a jack beneath the left side of the car. Earnhardt had a puff of smoke come out of the car about 15 laps ago, and suddenly the car began to slow. So they've obviously lost the cylinder. Let's go to Bill Weber.
5
side tires are on. It will be a 4-tire change on the Interstate Battery Chevrolet. Some of these teams thought about making 2-tire changes and then decided not to. So 4 tires for Bobby. The left sides are now completed, and he takes off looking out for Bobby Hamilton.
STP Pontiac coming down pit road for what should be its final stop as they stand here, and Robbie Loomis and company will work on Bobby Hamilton's Pontiac, trying to continue the streak of 3 consecutive top 5 finishes. They're going to have to hustle some to get it done today. They have not been able to lead lap the last 70 laps. Right side tires are on. Now left side lug just come off. 1 pump, 2 pump. The car's up on the left side. They finally get it full of fuel. Left side lugs are on, and they hold it. Comes off about 20.6 seconds.
Well, that should complete the sequence, I believe. All of those who were up front have come in.
But boy, did Dale Earnhardt get hurt on that deal.
Oh, yeah, he's almost a lap down. He really got killed. He's, let's say he is a lap down. He's almost 2 laps down.
Almost 2 laps down.
Wow. There's some spilled fuel in Dale Earnhardt's pit. And Bill can update us on the 2 and the 10, Bill.
Yeah, Bob, Rusty Wallace came in. He got 4 tires and fuel. Ricky Rudd came in. He also took 4. And they made a chassis adjustment and then sent him back out with a full load of fuel to go the final 60, 70-plus laps of this race.
So Rusty back in 5th spot now, started in 18th. Dale Jarrett, the leader of the race, comes up on some traffic.
Boy, he is in some heavy traffic, and Mark Martin is gaining on him, and so is Ricky Rudd, who came out of around the pit stops in 3rd place.
So it's Jarrett, Martin, Rudd, Darrell Waltrip, and Rusty Wallace, the top 5 in the closing laps at North Wilkesboro. Careful! Be careful again.
I'm mad.
Down off the ceiling. Okay. Back at North Wilkesboro, this is the final short track race of 1995, and to say the least, short track racing can be very, very dicey. We have seen some incredible racing here in the last few laps, including this little incident.
Wow. Dale was trying to go by the 26 car, the 11 of Brett Bodine, and there we see Kenny Schrader getting by. Now some contact down at turn 1, and the 6 car had to back spin on the brakes, and here we go, a battle for the lead. This is live.
Mark Martin is going to the inside of Dale Jarrett down the straightaway. Martin has the lead, temporarily at least, and he'll get it now.
Yeah, he'll get it now coming off the turn. And Ricky Rudd has caught up with him while there's all of that traffic.
And fourth place is Darrell Waltrip.
He's about a turn behind them. He was coming into turn 3 when they were coming out of turn 4.
There he is, just ahead of Bobby Labonte. And again, Dale Earnhardt has apparently dropped a cylinder. He is a lap down, all the way back in 15th. And Jeff Gordon is in 6th. Darrell Waltrip at North Wilkesboro, 42 starts, 10 wins, 26 top 10 finishes, and he's got a top 5 going today.
Ricky Rudd's on the inside of Jarrett, looking for that second spot. And then it looks like when you run behind traffic, when you're the leader and have to work that traffic, you just overwork those tires.
Yeah, I think Dale got frustrated when he was running through that traffic there a while ago. He needs to settle himself down a little bit now and get his rhythm back. And
race is a long way from over. We've got a little more than 50 laps to go. Apparently Dale hasn't mentioned any problems that he feels. Tire rub or anything of that kind.
He had an opportunity for it because he got
sure
rubbed pretty tight with several cars during that little melee in the traffic.
So we're looking back now from the leader, Mark Martin, on to second place, Ricky Rudd. There's our finish line shot as the cars sail by. Ken Schrader is the last car on the lead lap in 9th position, and Mark Martin is just about to drop him a lap down. So when he does, we will have 8 cars on the lead lap, and then Ernie Irvan would be the last on the lead lap.
See Jeff Bodine, the Exide Batteries car. Some of our spotters were telling us that he is one of the fastest cars on the racetrack right now. He is a lap down to the leaders, but
he's running with his brother. Brett is just ahead of him. Brett is 23rd, 5 laps down.
Folks, if you say to yourself, I've never seen traffic this bad in my life, you're right. You have never seen traffic this bad in your life because you've never seen every car running at this stage of the race.
Yeah, we got less than 50 laps to go, and every car is still running.
You've never driven on the Long Island Expressway, have you, Benny?
Well, yeah, that,
that's traffic.
I mean, you're talking about traffic at 0 miles an hour. Oh. And there we see Rusty Wallace going by 17, so Rusty on the move.
Well, this is the battle for 4th. Yeah, Rusty has it. Wallace, believe it or not, has not led a lap today. We have had 13 different leaders, but Rusty not among them. He did start 18th. He's been as high as 2nd, and he's currently running in 4th. There's Derek Cope. He's in 12th position, just 1 lap down.
Derek having a good run today. Had to take a provisional to get in this race.
Waltrip's coming in, Ned.
Hey, that's an unscheduled pit stop. Hasn't been long since he was in the pit.
Wow, so he takes himself out of a top 5 here. He was running 5th. Darrell Waltrip in for an unscheduled pit stop. Jerry Punch.
Bob, unfortunately, he radioed he had the tire going down, so he had no choice. He had to come down pit road. So the 10-time winner at Wilkesboro won't get his 11th win today. They think it may be a left rear. They're going to change both left side tires as Pete Peterson and the crew also go to work. And also an unscheduled stop for Ted Musgrave in the family channel Ford. He comes down pit road also thinking he may have a vibration. Waltrip is down and away.
It was an 11.9-second pit stop for Darrell Waltrip, but although that doesn't sound like very much, it was very costly. They're still changing the right side tires on Ted Musgrave as we watch the action on the racetrack. Now Ted is out there once again. So 2 unscheduled pit stops here by Darrell Waltrip and Ted Musgrave. The order remains the same. Martin Rudd, Jared Wallace, and Terry Labonte. We'll be right back.
Black flag.
I don't know if it's Spencer or Morgan.
That's the 23.
Okay.
I see the.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Okay.
Ernie Irvan has to be the fastest car on the racetrack.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's just still driving away from the leaders.
Yeah. He's really fast. Yeah, Jerry.
23 being black flag. He's missing lug nuts on the right front, and DW's problem wasn't a tire going down. The lug nuts were loose, and the wheel was working loose on the left side.
Okay. We're going to see a whole lot of that with that 2 impact rule.
Yeah. Yep, he is.
Who is running faster?
3.
Yeah, he's pulled away from the leader too, because he was not far from going 2 laps down. Yeah, exactly.
Well, the thing is, Ernie passed him and is driven away from Earnhardt.
Yeah, but both of them are driving away from the leader of the race.
All right, thank you, Brett. Well, if you got picture-in-a-picture, this is the day to use it over on ESPN2. We're covering all the baseball playoff action with the Yankees and the Blue Jays and the Astros and the Cubs. You just heard that the Cubs are pounding the Astros. And following our race here, and we're going to be concluded before too long, we'll have the rest of the playoff question marks answered. So stay with us and ESPN2 for the baseball playoffs.
Ooh!
Oh, and Dale Jarrett spins.
Hut Strickland got into him going into turn 1. And caution, they haven't thrown it yet, but now they have.
And only for the second time this afternoon, the caution comes out on North Wilkesboro, and it's for Dale Jarrett. John?
Well, I talked to Larry McReynolds a little bit ago, and Larry told me that after the contact was made out there on the racetrack, that Dale had radioed in and told him the car does not want to turn at all. He thinks he may have had some contact with that left front tire and may have knocked the toe out of adjustment. But Dale Jarrett doing a marvelous job just trying to drive with the car not wanting to turn. He was hanging in there in 3rd place until he gets spun here.
That might have been that contact with Brett Bodine. Remember that we saw just a moment ago, or several laps ago, that contact.
Yep.
And Dale Earnhardt and the 88 car of Ernie Irvin both saved a lap. Now, Earnhardt is still a lap down. Ernie is in the lead lap in the 88.
And Mark Martin and Ricky Rudd and Rusty Wallace come in for pit stops. So did the others on the lead lap.
Yeah, this is going to be a break for Bill Elliott. He had made, he was about ready to make a pit stop. Okay, let's go to the pits.
Bill Weber.
Right side tires are on for Rudd, around to the left side. Same for Rusty Wallace. Jacking up the car, waiting for them to drop the jack as he right in the left rear, and the tide car's way down pit road.
The 24 car of Jeff Gordon is in for a stop. Here's Jerry.
Well, Mark Martin is in. He's changed right and left side tires. Likewise, Jeff Gordon is in. He's already changed right side tires. They changed the left side tires on the DuPont Chevy, and he still sits on the front. The car is dropped, and he's headed back to turn 1.
Man, I'm telling you, we just about had a crash as the cars came off pit road. The stop sign was up for the cars to let all the cars on the racetrack go by, and about 5 of them were sitting there. And I think it was Terry Labonte almost ran into the back.
And here's Derek Cope's pit stop. Brad Parrott wearing the crew cam as they go to the left side of the car and change the tires on the straight arrow main and tail car. And Derek moving back out onto the racetrack.
I thought Brad was running back towards the corner.
I did too. What was going on? Here's a traffic jam. Now, several cars had stopped down there observing the stoplight, but it went green, and Jeff Gordon was at full speed, and so he apparently is going to go ahead of all those cars. Dale Earnhardt is in. As Benny mentioned, he's still a lap down in 12th position. Jerry punches there.
Well, they've already changed right side tires. They're changing left side tires as Waltrip has also been in and out. And let's go back up to Bill Weber. Bill?
They brought Ricky Rudd back in to tighten one lug nut. We've seen this problem all day. We knew it was coming when they went to 2 guns. This team is furious, but Rudd comes back in, gets one lug nut tightened, and probably will not win here today.
We're under our second caution of the afternoon, and there are only 29 laps to go in the Tyson Holly Farms 400. We'll take a break and be back with the restart in just a moment.
I gotta sit down a minute.
Okay, you got room?
Sure do. I guess they're not going to check the toe in or anything on his car, huh? How many positions would he lose? 1, 2. If Dale came in, he'd lose 2 spots, wouldn't he?
He came in second time.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. I don't know what they did. They jacked it up and did something on the right side. I didn't follow it that long.
Gotcha.
They put Martin back up front.
Yeah, they did, and Rusty.
Yeah, and they should have, because they were holding those cars there, and well, they were waiting for the line of traffic to go by, and they were holding Mark Martin and all of those that had come out. The stop sign man down there had them held, and Jeff Gordon come out of the pits and just shot by them.
But we need to establish that you can't do that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I think we said that Jeff Gordon went by all of them. One to go.
I looked at that scoreboard. That 94 was not in the lead lap. They got 7 cars.
Yep. Less than a half a lap away from the restart of this race. Jeff Gordon didn't get away with blowing by all those cars that were stopped as they tried to exit the pits. Mark Martin is the leader of the race. Rusty Wallace second, then Jeff Gordon, followed by Terry Labonte and the 88 car of Ernie Irvin running 5th. Rusty right on the back bumper of the Mark Martin car.
Well, that caution was a great break for Rusty Wallace. He was about half a lap behind the leaders, and now with a great pit stop up there in second place.
Dale Earnhardt is a lap down in 10th position. Jeff Gordon is on the lead lap in 3rd. Jerry Punch has an update on Dale Earnhardt's problems.
We saw him almost look like he was picking up speed on the racetrack a moment ago prior to the pit stop. He's still on 7 cylinders, but with 7 cylinders, he doesn't have enough horsepower to spin the tires. And when the tires got slick, that car actually worked better for him as far as getting off the corners. Let's check in with John Curtin. John?
Dale Jarrett had to make 2 pit stops. The first time they changed left side tires, pulled the sheet metal out. He had to come back again for right side tires. Ernie Irvin was in for 4 tires, and he took a round of wedge out of the car. And Robert Yates told Ernie right before the went back to green, Ernie, that last run, you were 0.2 of a second faster than anyone else. Go get him.
Ernie is 5th, Dale Jarrett 6th. Here's the battle, in fact, for 6th position between Dale and Rudd. Now the battle for 2nd, Rusty and Jeff.
There are just 7 cars on the lead lap. I said Bill Elliott was a big break for him. He still is a lap down. I apologize. I thought he was in the lead lap. The score showed that for just a moment, but that was not correct. There are only 7 cars on the lead lap.
And once again, Benny, we've seen a situation where Jeff Gordon has stayed in the top 10 just about all day. There aren't very many marks on that car, and here he is running 3rd, battling for 2nd. And the position changes between Rudd and Jarrett, 6th and 7th.
Yes, Jeff Gordon, let's face it, since with the Coca-Cola 600 back in May, Jeff Gordon has done a splendid job driving that 24 DuPont Chevrolet. Just a magnificent job of driving.
Rusty Wallace, the short track star, has finished in the top 10, 24 of the last 25 short track races, has a second going today. There is Sterling Marlin, who is right behind Jeff Gordon. Marlin, of course, third in the Winston Cup point standings, but today he's 2 laps down, 15th. Ricky Rudd was the leader before we had that caution. Bill, what's going on?
Well, he came in, they had a good pit stop, but NASCAR spotted one loose lug nut on the front left tire. The crew, Jeff Chandler and crew chief Bill Engel, pleaded with the NASCAR official. They said, no, I saw it. They brought him back in, shoved the gun on one lug nut, tightened it up, said, Ricky, back out. And Bill Engel's last words were advice, will run your butt off. And right now, we're going to see just how much abuse those Goodyear Eagles can take. Because Ricky's trying to get back to the front. He's only got 16 to do it.
Ernie Irvin, we said that he might be the fastest car on the racetrack right now. Terry Labonte has driven away from Ernie, and Ricky Rudd closed up on the back bumper of Ernie Irvin's Texaco Havoline Ford.
There's 2.5 seconds between first and fifth. Wallace trails Martin by 0.8, and Ernie Irvin is 2.5 seconds back in fifth spot. And he has his hands full of Ricky Rudd at the moment.
Rudd really getting off of that second turn over there a lot better than Ernie is right now.
Ned, you know, when you look at Ernie Irvin and what he's done today after a year being away, I would have to give him an A for today's event.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's been remarkable. He has been in heavy traffic. He's handled himself well there. He stayed up in the top 10 all afternoon long, got off on the sequence of pit stops there for a while, but he led this race for a while, so I think absolutely he gets an A.
I think it's been an unbelievable performance. Were either of you guys ever in that situation where you were injured and had to lay off for a long time before making a comeback?
No, I wasn't.
No,
I broke my back in 1965, but I didn't lay off.
You drove with a broken back?
Well, we went on and won the championship that year.
Gee whiz.
Rudd is trying his best to get by Ernie Irvin.
Just 11 laps to go.
You see Ernie drifted up. The car is pushing in the middle of the corner. The problem he's been having all day long here, right in the middle, it just won't stay down. It goes up.
But he still holds off Rudd's advance, at least for the moment. Ernie has not forgotten how to race.
See Dale Jarrett back there behind Rudd. Looks like his car is pretty good. Ooh, and Jarrett about spun as he came off that corner.
Trying a little bit too hard, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was trying to turn under the 10 car, and when he did, the back end flew out.
Right here's where Ernie's hurting coming off of those turns.
There's the leader. Mark Martin of Abilene Ford.
He's drifting away.
Rusty Wallace.
Rudd gets by Ernie.
There's a third place car.
It's a Ford day at North Wilkesboro. Front two cars are Fords, then a Chevy, another Chevy, and another Ford. There you go. So Ford occupies 3 of the top 5 positions, including the front 2.
How about 5 of the top 7?
That's good.
Back bumper of Mark Martin's Abilene Ford, looking back at Rusty Wallace, and you can see that Miller Genuine Draft Ford is getting smaller and smaller. Here we see a battle that's not for position.
No. It's a battle, but not for position. Ken Schrader is a lap down in, or is he? No, he said this is a battle for position then for 7th.
Okay, they were a little bit ago. The scoring was showing Schrader a lap down.
Yeah, I just looked up a second ago and he showed him a lap down.
All right. Well, it's Schrader now into 7th and Jarrett back to 8th.
I think Jarrett got too many skirmishes out on the racetrack with that Havoline Ford number 28, and it just the handle's totally gone away on it.
Now, Dale Earnhardt is a lap down, although he also goes to the inside. Passes Jarrett. Earnhardt is 9th, a lap down. So he will not accomplish today what he has to accomplish in order to win the NASCAR Winston Cup Championship, and Jeff Gordon is doing what he has to do by finishing
now all of a sudden they put Earnhardt. No, now he's a lap down.
We understand that Dale may have a tire going down.
Dale Jarrett.
Right.
Just 3 laps to go, so he'll probably ride it out.
Have we seen our leader? There's the second place car. Now look here. Here's the third. Ned, how hard do you think Labonte is going to try to pass Jeff Gordon?
Well,
you think he's going to pass him?
Well, I doubt it.
That's 5 points.
Yeah,
that's 5 points.
I doubt if he will.
Let's see.
Yep.
Interesting to see.
Here comes Mark Martin, by the way, off of corner 4, receiving the white flag. There's just a lap to go. Mark Martin on his final tour of the 5/8 at North Wilkesboro. And he started second and comes home a winner here this afternoon, becomes the 5th driver to win a short track race in 1995. It's his 5th short track win and his 17th career victory for Mark Martin, winner of the Tyson Holly Farms 400.
And Jeff Gordon did finish 3rd, but I tell you what, Labonte almost passed him as he came down for the line. It was a great battle for that 3rd spot.
Mark Martin brings a victory home for himself and the Jack Roush team here this afternoon. He's headed for victory lane, and we are too, and we'll be back to talk with the winner in just a moment when we return to North Wilkesboro. Don't forget to do billboards, Neil. Okay. Baseball. Okay. Right.
What time will we schedule off? 4?
4 o'clock.
Wow. Well, this was an early.
It was a fast race.
What's Mark's lead now?
Okay. Right. Okay. Gotcha. What is that, the 12th? Is Atlanta the 12th? Thank you.
That's good, Mark, right there. That's terrific. Hold him in the car. Right there.
Just hold him off to you.
Yeah.
What's happening? What's the deal? I was all cocked and primed here, and yeah, well. ESPN Speed World coverage of the Tyson Holly Farms 400 is being brought to you by AC Delco Automotive Parts. AC Delco, it's like buying time. Chevrolet, one car company has won more races in the history of NASCAR, genuine Chevrolet. And by Firestone, America's tire since 1900. Mark Martin wins the Tyson Holly Farms 400. Here's John Kernan.
A victorious Mark Martin jumps off of his car. Mark, what a great run today.
Hey, man, tell you, we don't run very good here. I don't know what happened today. We made a mistake, no question about it. I just got to credit this win to Valvoline, Cummins, Ford, and Goodyear for having a great tire, but most importantly, my pit crew. They had the stop that it took when it took it, put us out in front. It was awesome, you know. It really feels good to drive a winning race car.
Now tell me a little bit more about your day that you had out there. How tough was it? I mean, it looked for a while like Dale Jarrett was going to get away from everybody.
I can't tell you exactly what happened. We made a couple adjustments early, nothing major. And the last 3 times we put tires on, I felt like it was time to go, and the car was under me, and we went. And we steadily went to the front from the third set on, you know, third to go to the end there. I kind of saved it early because I always burn up the rear tires, you know. Today I was going to try to save it. The car was there. You could run it hard and it still would stay under me. So, you know, after about halfway, we started letting the hammer down.
Well, they hammered down to victory lane. Let's go over to Dr. Jerry Punch.
This is not victory lane, but you might really think it really could be for Ernie Irvin. Ernie, a big smile. Congratulations on an outstanding effort.
I tell you, this is great. You know, everybody wonders why Ernie Irvin wanted to come back to racing. That's what it's all about. You know, I had a ball out there racing and racing with all my buddies and competitors and the people that have been so supportive and these fans. I mean, this is nothing more exciting than out here racing like this.
If anyone had any questions about the eye, they were answered today. You were in tight traffic numerous times and just inched your way through and didn't touch a soul.
I tell you, you know, everything seemed to be really good. You know, I have a lot of people to thank. I've thanked about 100 of them, but, you know, Robert and Larry, especially Texaco and Ford and everybody that's involved and, you know, Mac Tools, all the supporters of this race team.
What's ahead for Ernie Irvin? Plans for Robert Yates as far as the rest of this year and next?
Well, you know, definitely. I mean, our main concern is getting ready for next year. And, you know, if the next race calls for that, then we'll figure it out. You know, we got to be competitive every place we go. And, you know, it's a deal that we'd love to go to every race. But, you know, just got to make sure we got all the equipment ready to do it.
He finished 6th today. Yes, Johnny, the most incredible comeback is complete.
I'm impressed, and Ernie's special place is indeed in NASCAR, where he was this afternoon doing what he loves to do the most. Here are the results. 8 cars on the lead lap. Earnhardt finishes 9th, and his bid to knock Jeff Gordon off the points lead took a setback today.
It certainly did. Jeff Gordon was going to gain on Earnhardt today. We see Sterling Marlin finished all the way back in 15th. Hamilton, after his 3rd place run, is in 16th, and Musgrave, the pole winner, finished 20th.
Ricky Craven, the top rookie finisher here today.
And every car was running at the end of the race. All 36 cars running at the end of the race.
First time since 1959. Here are the top 10 in points, and nobody changes in the top 5. The interval from 1st to 5th goes to 604. Bill Elliott, however, did move in to 10th place, and of course, that's the podium that you want in New York. The top 10 finishers make the podium at the Waldorf Astoria. Well, baseball is coming up here on ESPN. We'll see you next at the final race of the 1995 NASCAR Winston Cup season in Atlanta, Georgia, the Napa 500 at 12:30 Eastern Time on Sunday, November the 12th. We'll determine the champion at that race. For Ned Jarrett, Benny Parsons, John Kernan, Dr. Jerry Punch, and Bill Weber, we thank you for joining us here at North Wilkesboro today, where Mark Martin has won his third race of 1995. Stay tuned for baseball. I'm Bob Jenkins. So long, everyone. Okay, you ready? You remember the trouble I had last time? Listen to this. Neil! You're watching highlighted version of the final short track race of 1995, the 27th race of the 1995 season, the Tyson Holly Farms 400 from North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Let's now move ahead in our coverage. I ad-libbed that. Welcome back to this highlighted version of the Tyson Holly Farms 400 NASCAR Winston Cup race from North Wilkesboro Speedway in North Carolina. Built in 1947, North Wilkesboro was one of the venues for NASCAR's inaugural season in 1949. It's the final short track race of the year, the 27th of the 95 season. Only 4 races remain, with Jeff Gordon trying to hold off 7-time series champion Dale Earnhardt in the quest for the Winston Cup. We will be back with more of this 250-mile race in just a moment. Thank you very much. Oh, boy. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, Ned, that was a tough race.
Ned, it was. Who won the pool?